Your audio's fine. We got Doc in the house.
Cool.
Already. He must have nothing going on. Let me get more centered now that I have a guest on the show here, the first time in a long time. He's been like on all my consultations and videos and everything. Like there's this little yellow logo all the time. I'm like, well, I thought he was retired, but when Doc's retired, that just means he works more. But maybe he's like retired and actually has some spare time.
He had something on. It was either last night or the night before, and I was in there just hanging out while I worked.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was on the Author's Corner, or Roundtable with the Masculine Geeks. I wasn't. I'm like, wait, hey, what am I? Hang on. I'm an author. Where the hell am I? And they had even a TJ Martinell. Has he even written a book?
I don't know, but it sounds like more of a Dungeons and Dragons convention more than anything else.
Yeah, they do have their geekery on up over there. So, yeah. And look, already we got a super chat.
It's the tornado.
Hey, it's your buddy. It's a tornado chasing kid on the flight back home to Oregon. How you guys doing? I was going to ask you, how are you doing, Chad?
Cursing needs to be allowed in this particular
Cursing episode. Is allowed. Is this going to be another where we all get to enjoy your pain because it's not us?
Possibly, at least for another day or so.
Okay. Well, what happened? Is it going to be tax related? Because this is like the Lord of the Rings, like the amount of meals they had in a day. I think you CPAs are like sick and tired of the number of busy seasons you have in a year, with the government allowing for these fucktards to constantly file extensions.
Let me tell you to what I woke up in today's email. Got up nice and early. Needed to catch up on some sleep, but I got up early anyway. Got to admit, this is one I hadn't gotten before. This might have possibly been
I'm at the edge of my seat. It's always fast. This is like watching the zoo animals from a safe cage.
You know what? To do this justice, I'm just going to read straight from the email. Please if I try to explain this, and I want
no names, no details.
Oh, of course. But I would like you to try to guess how I responded. First, I'll make sure that you understand the details of this. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Hey, I hope you are well and aren't too busy right now, but I was wondering if you would have time to help me finish off my taxes. I had a bookkeeper help me put it together. I have most of my tax return done, but I needed a little bit of help with my codes. Would you take a few minutes and help me finish it?
Codes?
Codes, like, from forms, stuff like that. Like tax.
Like a 1065S or something like that.
Stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
Now, let me make sure I fully set the table on this.
All right.
This is somebody who was a referral from a friend. I hadn't done her tax return before. She asked me all kinds of questions throughout the year. I was reasonably gracious. And do you understand what she just asked me in this?
I don't. I really don't, because if she had a bookkeeper kind of put together the taxes and this just needs your blessing, obviously that's not the case. Otherwise you would not be so irate.
Let me clarify.
Okay.
She wasn't asking if I could, take it and do it for her. Yeah. She was self-preparing her own return and was like, well, I'm not going to pay you, but can you just help me with these little gaps, on TurboTax? Are you getting the picture now?
So she doesn't want to pay you. Now, just for those of us, is it October 15th? That's the deadline?
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay.
The deadline.
Okay. Tomorrow's the deadline, 11:59 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Although I'll be clocking out early. Fuck the last minute.
I don't blame you. So, all right. Now, do we get to guess how you responded, or is there more to the email?
That is the gist of it. Now, let's do that. How do you think I responded?
See, there's how I want you to respond. Like you Super Saiyan, and instead of nice Chad, you get angry Chad. Kind of like the minions when they got hit with the minion disease, then turned into angry purple minions.
I like to think you would be proud.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna. Okay, here's what I'm gonna guess. You didn't even respond. That's what I'm going to guess, because otherwise I would love it that if you went off on a tirade email saying, listen, you Quanta, haha, I know that every other guy wants to get in between your legs and you get used to favorable treatment. No. Okay. All right. You said, what's fucking wrong with you? It's fucking 48 hours before the goddamn thing, and you too motherfucking lazy to file out your. Is that it? Is that kind of?
So this is what happened. I was originally just going to ignore it, but then I remembered it was a referral from someone who's kind of a friend of mine. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll reply. So I was very polite. I was like, so-and-so, I'm sorry to hear that. With the deadline coming near, you must be really stressed about this. Tell you what, I'll make time just for you so we can go ahead and help you finish that. I do need to let you know that my hourly rate is $1,000 this time of year, and there's a 1 hour minimum. So, if it takes 10 minutes, you're still on the hook.
$1,000, right?
Did I get a reply? No.
You did not get a reply. Nope.
Now, I did send that reply to the friend of mine who referred her.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought she'd like give me some crap about it. She was like, nope, I would have doubled it. I would have said 2,000. That girl fucking sucks. So I was like, oh, guess you're not friends anymore.
Why did your friend refer her loser friend to you then? What don't these people get?
What they don't get is that I took the referral because I expected. Now, this is in my niche. I'm not going to get too specific about what type of client this was. But when I agreed to take her on, it was like last November, so almost a year ago. I'm like, sure, I can make room. Yeah. Instead of like her bringing me her stuff, and I sent her some reminders throughout the year. I'm like, hey, just so you know, you got to get it to me. This entire time, she was trying to use me to like pick my brain so she could do it herself and not pay me to do it.
I see.
And apparently, in that time, the one that referred me. That referred her to me, like they stopped becoming friends. So,
wait, are you saying two girls stopped becoming friends?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
No, I never had BFFs till they're dead, man. It's like the sisterhood or something. Oh,
but I got to admit, that's a new one for me. No one has ever contacted me the day before the deadline, basically asking me to help them self-prepare their own tax return for free.
For free, because you have privilege.
I'm just a generous guy.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm proud of you. You said $1,000 an hour, $1,000 minimum. I like that. I like that very much.
Thought you would. Now, I almost went off, but I was like, nah, that email could get out. There's some sports ball talk. Some coach released an email from 10 years ago, and he got fired because
really?
Yeah, so that taught me.
Hey, wait, hang on. Right. See, this is why I don't watch the news. There's a sports ball guy, like a coach got fired because of an email 10 years ago?
Yeah.
What was his email? Was he cursing, or was it something politically charged, or what?
It was, you're going to love this. Ooh, you're going to like this. It was misogynistic.
Oh, okay. All right. What did he say? Did he ask a girl out? Did he make a lewd comment? What was it?
So I don't know the specifics. They're out there. I've been so busy this week, but apparently it was misogynistic, and there was also a little bit of racism in there because he made fun of how some kind of union rep looks, who happened to be a black dude. So I don't exactly know what that is, but the part that gets me is 10 years ago he wrote this, and it's coming out now, and he lost his job for it. So that's why I don't think I would have gone off on that gal, but still, you can't put stuff in emails that you don't want out.
Well, but see, your self-employment position, I'd be more worried about the society of CPAs getting woke and like, we got to purge and make you take sensitivity training. Was this a college sports ball coach, or is this
no? This is an NFL coach. This is
NFL. Okay.
Yeah, someone pointed out in the chat, it's Coach Gruden. He was coaching the Raiders, who are now in Vegas, in case you didn't know. And he lost his job for something he wrote 10 years ago. That's pretty scary. I mean, be careful what you write in your emails.
It really no. What it shows is that there is no reason to work for any woke corporation or to have your long-term employment, that hat hung on an established employer. Because if they're going to, I'm sorry, Chad, did you bat 1,000 your entire life? Like, no mistakes? You've never said something untoward to send out a bad email, or I mean, and I'm not talking like people who are fragile and are constantly look to get offended, but have you not hurt somebody's feelings or done something wrong? Let me ask you, have you done something wrong in your past to someone else?
I mean, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Who
And we
hasn't?
all, yeah, exactly. And I have too. So are we, no one's safe. You're not safe. And
Ex-
for men anyway, because I think men are going to listen, and women too. But I'm sorry. There's the ones that tune in. God bless you because you listen. But for the guys out there, man, you got to really think about this. This guy has put so much effort into his career. I mean, at the top of his career, I'd imagine an NFL coach, right? Does it get better than that, right?
He's already won a Super Bowl, and he was a broadcaster before he got back into coaching, and now he's out. He's never going to work again after this.
Exactly. So one, we learned to save your money, because at any second, if you did something wrong to someone in today's super fragile world, you're screwed. And then two, I would question whether even to work for someone else now at this point in time, like short term to get experience or whatever. But there is no way I'm going to okay, work for the small piddly company, or you got to drive Uber. So, right. But what I'm saying is I'm not working for a Fortune 500. I'm not working for a university. I'm not working for a government agency. You're nuts. You're nuts because you could not, if your skill is commoditized, like you're a programmer, computer networker, accountant, CPA, maybe you don't have to worry about it. But if it's your kind of like reputation or your cachet of where, like if you're a marketing executive and you work Madison Avenue, I guess is still the marketing capital of the United States, right? What if you're 86th out of that? What happens if like you were at a sorority party and you and your girlfriends got drunk and you, I don't know, gave the finger or something like that, or made an off-color joke? Now you're fired because that email or tweet or whatever, that Facebook came up literally 10 years later. There's no reason to invest in established mainstream employers. None at this point. No.
This cancel culture thing has really gotten out of hand. I mean, I was talking about this, with our dentist friend earlier tonight when we were at the gym.
Yes.
Like we were both just going on about how lucky we feel we chose not to work for or continue working for the government or for private companies even.
Right.
We don't have to, there's no mandates for us, if you catch my drift.
Right. Well, I mean, and it almost compels like a lot of people maybe should go get an alias. Because like if let's say you're 20 years old, you're relatively young. All right. Well, even then you probably have a ton of incriminating evidence of being mean to people on your Facebook or whatever. But, right now it's kind of like you should have two profiles, two personalities. Like the one that you live in the real world, ironically, should be your fake name. That should be your alias.
Right.
So that what everybody thinks that's why you go as Vlad Elkums. I go as Atham Eldecua. That's who I go as when I make it.
Can I be the great one? No.
But then when you go and work, okay, yeah, here's my real name. And then hopefully they'll never figure it out. But you almost like, if you're going to have kids, what you got to do now with your children, if you plan on staying in the United States or the West in general, is like, okay, kid, here's your real name. Okay. But we as a family have an entirely fake name, and you're going to have a fake name. And that's how you're going to go by in public and in person. But when you go out and get your degree or your diploma or whatever, or you go out and get a job, that's a different name. You're going to have two, not separate lives, but literally two names. So you can hide from this bullshit.
This is why I always had a little more respect for the YouTubers who kept their real names and showed their faces.
Yeah.
Because it's just so easy to hide behind, an avatar. And that's probably the smart thing to do nowadays. Mm-hmm. But this is why I'm like, anybody who puts themselves out there like this and actually...
I'll guarantee I'll give you a little inside secret of the business here. Ain't nobody thought it was going to come to this. Like, I didn't sit and think I'd have a small city, a small metropolitan area following me on the internet. I thought I'd just be yelling, like this would be an addendum, like, oh, look, I could do videos in addition to my blog. Not one guy in our sphere ever thought that it would come to this. Like, you think PewDiePie, like, yeah, I'm going to get 2 million followers and be rich forever, or Sniper Wolf. No one had a clue. No one. And so it's like, yeah, this is my face. This ain't going anywhere. Well, accidentally now, and blessed it has. But for anyone younger, yes, if you go online, your name is Eric Corey. Your name is Vlad Elkums.
Vlad Elkums.
Vlad Elkums. and just and I could see not going. You don't even have your face up there too. I could totally see going behind an avatar, because if everyone's going to be this little tattletale to the point it ruins an NFL career. Like, now, was he advocating death and calling people truly racial epithets, or was it just
he literally used a term to describe a woman's genitals. He called somebody that,
Okay.
He also used a euphemism for bundle of sticks, as the British say.
Okay, so 10. Okay, and we're gonna fire him. I mean, yeah, he should probably have done that. Right? It's not right. It's not nice. But okay, now we're gonna end his career over that, huh?
I guess. Well, the part. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't say that, especially in writing. I guess the part that I'm just having trouble with is it was 10 freaking years ago. I don't remember if I've written anything.
Oh, you have. Oh, you absolutely have. Come on, all your drunk texts or whatever that you've done. I mean, come on. There is terabytes of guilty by the court of public opinion of evidence against you, me, and everyone else out there. And thank God we're self-employed. Thank God you save your money. But no, but I'm more concerned down the road where it's not going to be your employer, but you're going to be deplatformed, for lack of a better word, because you did something in 2007. And we here at Phil and Big Tech, we're going to deplatform you, or you can't have a credit card. Literally the social score. That's what this is. The government doesn't have to raise a finger to implement a social scoring system. Society is doing itself. And it's way more draconian than anything that China's got in mind by design. Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I was in a good mood. This is why I don't watch the news, man. That's why I don't watch the news.
Well, I'm glad I could snuff that good mood right out, so you can join my level.
Hey,
come on down here.
No, I'm not coming. No, I'm happy, Cap. You know why I'm happy?
Why are you happy?
I got enough work done. I could do a podcast now. Like, the house is almost done. Like, I mean, there'll always be things to do, of course.
That won't be done till 2035.
No. I got 2 things left to do, and they're not vital. Otherwise, the house is done. I did landscaping. I did drainage systems. I dammed up my pond. It's all set. It's all ready to go. All I got to do is put in some shelving and some tile, which obviously you don't need. And I kind of woke up yesterday and I'm like, looking at my to-do list. I'm like, holy crap, I got time to do what I want today. I hit the gym 2 days in a row. I went and had coffee 2 days in a row at a coffee store, not at home. I went for a drive around. I drove all the way out to Deadwood to check out this. Yeah, Deadwood is nice. And now I get to podcast. First time we've actually been able to sit the F down and do some podcasting.
It's funny. I actually do have work to do, but I kind of don't care, because if I wait for the very last minute to get these returns to these people tomorrow, it's on them for coming at me way too late. So,
well, this is now the 3rd or 4th year after you've tried to purge people from the rolls. Is there going to be yet another purging?
There is, but I got to say, it actually worked out a lot better this year than last year. There's always going to be some problem ones, but I mean, not as many as last year. Last year was way worse for this. So that's why, despite my appearance, I'm actually in a decent, more or less decent mood.
What would you say, a third the amount of problem clients?
Half.
Okay, that's great progress.
Before.
Yeah, that's great progress. Yeah, because if you added the extra half, it's not like linearly you'd be twice as upset. You'd probably be 400% upset because all that pressure. No, seriously, that's how it works. Works at the margin. So I'd only imagine you get but I'm good to see you're not as stressed as you have been the past 17 busy seasons in the past year and a half.
If I really was underwater like that, there's no way I would be on here right now, in all honesty. So I thought this is a good time to stream. It's been a long time, and I'm out of the woods pretty soon, and it's going to be good.
You know what I reluctantly am happy to see?
What's that?
Back to when I forget to pay you out your share of super chats. That's why I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I got to pay Chad. Yeah, because we're back now. We got super chats coming in. We got you here. Obviously, I have to pay you your blood shekels.
Well, let me ask you this, and this is honestly because I've been doing too much to follow your channel or really anyone's channel. Have you not been doing a lot of streams lately with other people, or is it just you?
I've been on like Rule Zero because they set it up.
Mhm.
And it's actually kind of convenient for guests. The host has to have the questions, and I hosted Rule Zero one time. We did pretty good. But I just have not had time. I like to do 3 podcasts a week. Clarey, Corona Chan, and older brother, which I just haven't had time to do. In part also ASO consulting in the house and all that. But if someone else is going to set it up and I just come in there and sit, and while they're talking, I could do email or something else and then, pay attention. Contribute something once every 10 minutes or whatever. Yeah, that's a lot easier. But actually having to come up and create things and, and I don't know if people notice, like, I don't exactly have the most scripted, organized podcasts ever. But you got to have like 1 or 2 things in case you run out. But yeah, it's this is the first. I've done 1 podcast before, and I think it was 3 weeks ago. Otherwise, I don't think there's been a regular podcast for about 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but now I got the new Northern Command. My audio. You notice how my audio is really good?
Does sound pretty good.
Yeah, so all the sound. Yeah, yours is a little echoey, but you didn't spend 3 days.
I'll get a mic. I haven't done anything lately.
Well, you don't have to. You are not the professional podcaster, as much as I'm ashamed to claim that of myself. But yeah, I mean, the soundproofing is better. All the okay, here's what it's like. When a road goes down for construction, right? They gotta bring it down to 1 lane or whatever. Or you got a detour. All right, that's how this was. Okay, there wasn't as much traffic coming through on the old captain's content creation. It was just treading water, keeping up with ASO consulting. Now the road is open. Okay, maybe we got to dust the sides of the roads, maybe lay down some gravel, but now it's got full traffic because there's not much left. There's very little left to do, so I can finally get back to normalcy. Although. And I got to fly down to Dallas for Donovan's conference that isn't happening because I got a ticket. And then my ticket back to Minneapolis goes out of Dallas. So
yeah, I heard you were going down there.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I wonder who I'll meet down there and what fun will happen. Yeah.
Hang out soon.
Hang out. Yeah. I do think I'm going to drive down and visit Mary Jo. Hang on. How far is it from Texas?
It's at least like a 4 or 5 hour drive.
No, it's even more than that, isn't it?
Is it?
Antonio.
Oh, Austin's like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. TX. I think you go through Austin to get there.
Go quickly.
Oh,
trust me.
Only 5 hours. That's not bad. No, what? I think I could do that one day. Yeah, I leave in the morning, get up there, maybe have lunch with Mary Jo, see how she's doing, stare at her cleavage, and then head back. That's that's about good.
Is it? I was curious about it getting canceled. Is everything else okay? If you catch
yes, yeah, he's fine. He's on the recovery. Everything's good. I'll let Donovan speak. Donovan was otherwise not incapacitated. What's the word? He was
hospitalized.
He was hospitalized, right? But he's fine now. But for obvious reasons, he doesn't have the strength or anything. He's got to recover, and so so the conference is kind of done, and he's going to go rescheduling or refunding and all that. But right now, let's let the guy relax. There's no reason to worry about anything. But I booked my flight. I got a car rental, and I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll go bum around Dallas for a bit and check.
There's other cities around there.
There is. I just it's not that I don't like Texas. I just had I known, I would have. But I am going to go to Denton. Have you been to Denton?
I have. My mother went to graduate school and got her master's in that town. Yeah, the University of North Texas. Why are you going there?
I love that town. I love it.
Denton?
No, I'm sorry, Addison. I'm sorry, Addison.
Addison is where my grandparents lived, so I spent several summers there.
Yeah. So okay, all right. I love Addison. They have like all my favorite restaurants and salsa clubs and cigar lounges. I absolutely love that area. So I'm gonna go.
I like it too. I mean, I'll admit I don't actually like Dallas at all, but that one's not bad. Should I start reading these?
Yeah, let's old school here. You're my reading bitch now. All right, the reading rainbow.
All right. Well, you already read the one for the Tornado Kids, so Swallow Blue for $2 for Vlad Elkums. Well, thank you very much. And thank you for using the right name.
Yes.
Dre for $2. Aaron Corey canceled for abusing dogs and dissing Carlson. Carlson School of Management.
The Carlson School of Management, of which the current bid on that's another thing I gotta get around to, is I gotta put the minimum bid for my Carlson School of Management degree. I will be auctioning that off, and the current bid is $450. I will put it on eBay, and I'll send the link there, and then I'll announce what it inevitably sells for. So,
just so you guys know, that does not count as a charitable contribution. All right, next one. DJ for $5. Don't listen to these old men. They over 30, major in STEAL, sociology, theater, education, art, and liberal arts, or theft, theater, HR, education,
finance.
Well, that one's not terrible.
Finance is absolutely horrible. Finance is on par. Yes, it's on par with biology, because you have to do a lot of math and hard work. There's like actual real math and real studying involved in it, but you don't get a job. At least in biology, people are somewhat ethical, where they try to cure diseases or help out humanity. Finance, scumbags who just want to steal your money, just want to get bailed out.
Amazing. There were a lot of people who majored in finance who thought they could become accountants because they, majored in finance. But surprisingly, it doesn't really translate over.
No. Finance it's in between economics and accounting. You use accounting to analyze financial statements if you do it right. Economic to predict, forecast, and also in the theory of valuation and risk assessment. There's a lot of statistics actually that go into finance. But when the bank doesn't give a shit about credit or quality control and just wants to make money based on volume, all that is thrown out the window, all of it. And so, there's no reason to go into finance. Who I really feel sorry for, and tell me if you've ever ran into these guys. You ever run into someone who has their CFA, their Chartered Financial Analyst degree or certification?
I do, but I'm going to let you finish, and then I have some thoughts on that.
You want to talk about a horrifically difficult certification to get, on par with the CPA. And I do know back in the day, people that when it was rare, you could make some money with it. But now I think that's just the biggest waste. That's like the PMI certification. At one time, maybe it would get you a bump in pay. Now I'm just thinking like, wow, that. If anything, that like 80% of what you would have done 20 years ago has been automated by software and automatic underwriting and just computer software.
It still holds some weight, because one of my good friends here, who I went to grad school with, he got his CFA after, all kinds of like pain and studying and all that.
Yeah.
And he's got his own shop in terms of being a financial planner. And it does carry weight. Like, the smart people know that if you've got the CFA, you're not just a salesman. You actually know how to do that shit.
Right. But if now he's a financial planner. So couldn't he have just gotten his CFP? Like, Series 66, Series 67, and that's it, and off to the races he goes?
Well, the downside, I'm going to tell you how we're kind of on the same page with this. The downside is that, unlike my profession and the work we do, anybody can become a financial planner. Right. You can just, take a couple courses, get a Series 7 or Series something. So the disadvantage is that it's awesome if you get the CFA, but your competition is people who also didn't have to get it. So that's
right. So what's the point of the CFA?
Well, he's been telling me. And he's my client too. Like, he's been telling me that his business has been growing because the people in the know that are giving their money to him, the CFA did make a difference. Like, they saw that he had the ability to get it over those who didn't. I don't know if that means it was worth getting, but it's at least helping him here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's not worth it. But then again, I would not even bother with any career or job in finance. You say, what do I invest in? Index investing. There you go. You just literally beat 89% of all finance professionals, whether they got an associate's, their CFA, or their doctorate. Doesn't matter. You beat the vast majority of them.
I just got to say, I absolutely hate dealing with financial planners or financial advisors that are with the clients I have, because they just suck to interact with and they try to throw all the work on me. My two friends here are cool though. So Modern Life John was in the chat. He said that nobody likes you, Cappy. Jacob, hold on. Is there? Oh, there's a message below that. Jacob Ramsire for $20. Hey, it's good to see Chad Elkins. Here's some money. Good night. Oh, thank you very
Boy,
much.
I like that. Now I know what it's like to be a woman. Here's some money. Get out of here. Good night. Wow. Wow. Hey, I was taking. See you next time, Jakey baby. Is he going to bed?
Well, where does he might live? You know, in Europe or something.
Here's some money. Good night. He's just going to bed. Like he's like your old man. Having my tea, going to bed. Good night. Good night, Dad.
Well, I appreciate it nonetheless. Mexi Mike for $10. After you mentioned Molyneux, I went to Free Domain and caught up on a few weeks. He too, like us and you, Cappy, noticing men not just going Galt, but in search of Gulch. I would dare
Galt's
surmise.
Gulch.
What's that?
You'd have to know of. Don't read. God Almighty, don't read Ayn Rand. Atlas Shrugged. Galt, you know, who is John Galt and people going Galt? Yeah, they would go to Galt's Gulch, where I guess all the smart people lived, absent of the parasites of society. So that's where they all escaped to.
I'm ashamed to admit that I actually watched. They made a movie of this around 2013.
Yep.
Had Samantha Mathis in it. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It was the first one was pretty good, and then I didn't watch the remainder of them.
The remainder were bad.
Yeah, I'd imagine it was. Now, speaking of Molyneux, though, 2 items. You caught up, and I wrote an article 2 days ago. Again, getting back to normal. I had time to write a full-length article over at CaptainCapitalism.blogspot.com.
You still do that?
Yeah. Well, no, not really. Not now anymore. But now I finally had time. Sometimes an idea, you can't just randomly talk about it on the internet because you won't do it justice. And so I decided I would write this one out. And so it's a lengthier, deeper one. A couple things about, did you freeze up, Chad? Oh, no, you blinked. Okay. You're just holding very still. I thought we froze. So I was listening to Molyneux, and he was talking about how young men are, why would you participate in this economy, you know, among girls and higher education requirements and outright discrimination against boys. And no, that's not whining and complaining. It's in the law. You can legally discriminate against men. It's the law. And so he's like, yeah, they're going to, this is going to have economic consequences. So I went and I pulled up data and research, wrote this whole article, and it did rather well. But one thing, and you ever listen to Molyneux?
I used to, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say, after he got off of YouTube, I kind of didn't try to find out where he was. So it's been a long time. I know he's on those other platforms.
Freedomainradio.com. And here's where among other reasons why it's convenient for me to listen to Molyneux, because he converts everything to MP3. Because I don't want to have to listen to YouTube or have internet access. I like to download the MP3. So if I'm hiking in the middle of nowhere, getting tracked down by a mountain lion, I can listen to it without internet reception. But you never can tell. Like he'll talk. The title will be probably what the main topic of that particular episode was. But you ever listen to his call-in shows?
I had to quit doing that because I got so annoyed at the people, how dumb they were and how bad they were at having a conversation. So anytime he had those, I did not listen. And
man, Stefan has got patience that I think he got all the patience I should have had. Like you get this normal allotment of patience, and when we were being bored gone or whatever, he just came in. I'm going to give Molyneux all of Clarey's patience because I have none. And when you listen to him, like these people call in, and just so you know, most of you call into Stefan Molyneux's show. I don't know what country it is where they got that. Stop being fucking pussies. Get to the fucking point. You got Stefan fucking Molyneux's ear, and you guys don't take the time to streamline your question to get to the point, to pay attention to what he's saying. And because you got your little spurred, can't pay attention ADHD. Pay the fuck. Like this guy is huge. It's almost like going on Jordan Peterson or Joe Rogan's show and you not having your shit together. And he just patiently babysits these people with the patience of a monk. And I usually have to like skip ahead and get to where Molyneux finally gets to his thing. But anyway, that's where that one came in. But yeah, I was binging a bit on Molyneux. And then once I hear, hello, Stefan, are you there? Yes, I am. Go ahead, please. My mother. Yes. You see, we're going to need you to get to the point really quickly. Otherwise, I will have to let you go. So,
did you know Better? I'm reading this from the chat. Did you know Better Bachelor actually did a video about your article? Apparently.
Let me. Would you like another story?
Sure.
Related to this article, inspired by Stefan Molyneux and Thinking Ape. So, I spent all this time writing it, right? Yeah. And the dynamics of internet media, social media, and all that has changed, where normally I'd go with, I won't mention who, but Chris Beckloff's buddy, the guy who I would have normally read my books, who had a millennial moment. I live at home. I can't handle the real world because I'm a pussy.
I think I know who this is.
You probably know who he is. Anyway, so he's out. I'm never referring him to anyone else again. That's it. So now I've gone with Jack Napier. Not because Jack Napier has exactly the best voice for a particular or all books. You know, he has an accent. So, you know, if you have a Western, you'd ideally like a Sam Elliott type to do it. But Jack will do it. He'll do it on time. It'll be professionally done. So I say, hey, Jack, I want you to read this. Guess what he quotes me?
Who? Napier?
Napier. Guess what he quotes me?
What did he quote you?
Quoted me 150 euros, which is like $200. I'm like, holy shit, Jack, I'll do it myself. I'll do it with my cuffing.
I don't know what the rate for that type of thing is.
Beforehand, the other guy would do it for like 30 or 40 bucks because he could just do it. But now here's the thing. This is good, and I'm proud of Jack. Do you know why he gave me that price?
Probably because he's got enough work, you know.
Right.
That's me also. Like, that's right. What I do.
And I'm like, God damn. I said, Jack, what do you got? Are you backed up? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, I was going to do it myself. Well, then I had texted it to the link to the article to several people who I thought would be interested in it, Joker being one of them. And then while I'm driving out to Deadwood, all of a sudden I see he does a video. I'm like, did he do it? He read the whole damn thing for free. And then he plugged my book on top of it too. So I just want to say hi to Jack with your $200 there in your euros. Just want to point out that, you know, Joker got it up there. So, but yeah, so Joker did read that, and it was really good.
Cool. Mike had another one. $10. Henderson made a good case for search of said gulch in true free market foreign in his discussion with Pat B. David, as will likely lose
world reserve currency.
World reserve currency, SDR, composed of multiple circumvent petrodollar.
I don't know if you noticed this about Mexi Mike. He likes to take pages of not lighthearted stuff and condense it down into 144 characters.
I admit I'm rusty at reading.
He's talking about Andrew Henderson of Nomad Capitalist, who I like. I go to nomadcapitalist.com. But he is now the premier expert on where to move. And he's got hustle. I don't even think he's 30 yet, or maybe he's younger 30s.
Nice.
But yeah, he charges like 25 grand. And I'm like, I'll just travel the world for that amount and figure it out. So.
Mexi Mike for $2. Also, chat is how you get super chat girls. Well, maybe the super chats.
Yeah, not the girls.
No, I never get the girls.
The
competent man for $2. Vald, are you seeing any shortages? Do you mean? I'm not. What do you think he means by that?
Material shortages. Do you see any shortages in the grocery stores or your Walmarts or Targets?
Actually, yeah, I've been seeing it. It's really odd. I even got it right here. For whatever reason, these Gatorade Zeros have been really hard to find in the last 3 weeks. I don't know if you drink these, but it's really crazy. They never have these at the store you've been to across the street and the CVS down the road. Like, it's weird.
I had a regular make a comment in the comment section, and it was about food shortages and food preparation. And among many other things, least of all me observing things out here in South Dakota, like, why are they out of this? And trying to build a house where no materials are coming in, not to mention your contractors are a bunch of lazy, worthless fuckwads. I'm like, I wonder what's going to happen to the food supply. And so I went and I bought some freeze-dried food. So I did a video explaining why people should consider getting freeze-dried food, because that way you don't have to farm. Ideally you'd have enough food to last you a lifetime. Because if for now, if you get, I think it would be around like 10 grand would get you 25 years worth of food freeze-dried. Okay, so for $10,000 in today's dollars, that spares you the hell of having to farm for the rest of your life in case there were to be a true collapse, right? You following me so far?
I'm with you, yeah.
All right. All I get in the comment section is like from a bunch of wannabe preppers. Oh, that's crappy. The ones you're recommending aren't good. Oh, there was a study done and they tried it and then they had the shits. And then it's like, oh my God, just for God's sake, stop being a spurg. Stop being a hyper analytical paralysis analysis millennial. And for the love of God, get with the larger fucking picture. You're not going to starve. That's it. I'm not saying it's going to be fine dining. But that's what the competent man's talking about. How are you seeing any shortages? Because there's just little cracks and fissures starting to form now. So yeah,
there really are. And there's other examples of this. My favorite brand of breath mints, I haven't seen those in weeks wherever I go. It's little things. I hope it's not going to get worse.
It's going to get, that's just what's going to happen. You know what we need, people? You know what we need to like have things produced and delivered to the grocery stores and to keep ourselves alive? You know what we need?
Drivers, gas, power.
People. We need people.
Yeah.
And you know what kind of people we need?
Ones who would prefer not to sit around and get a government check.
We need workers. Not liberal arts majors, not social science majors who think real work has been. We need workers. No, it's not worth my time. And you know what's great?
What is great?
We're not the only ones that be running out of food. It's going to be those lazy assholes sitting on there too. Where's the food? There's going to be some food at the 7-Eleven. What's going on? And then it'd be like, oh, did you buy your 25 years worth of freeze-dried food? You didn't because it gives you the shit. Enjoy starving, assholes. So
obviously I won't get into specifics, but you know how I see what all my clients make with their income and where it came from, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of fucking people who just sat on their asses collecting the federally enhanced unemployment, even when jobs became available. They're just like, nope.
You ever hang out? You ever room with a group of guys and you all share a kitchen?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, what ends up happening to the kitchen?
Gets fucking disgusting.
Because no one work. It's you got to base your economic system on that. Yeah. We just did the worst thing. You printed off money to pay people not to work. So not only did you inflate the cause inflation by increasing the money supply, you stop people from producing things. So now you've got a double whammy on inflation. So I think you may want to consider, getting some food. And if you need a link, let me know. I'll provide a link. I'll email it to you. So.
The Competent Man, $5. Chad, when are you going to get out of Chicago? The way things are going, we are in for a dark winter with shortages plus rolling blackouts. Well, as it turns out, I may be doing a little bit of time splitting. Like, I'm not just going to leave. I'm not going to up and leave.
No, I could do that. You want to stay there so more people can go and rob the Daytons or whatever the hell. Macy's. I'm sorry, the Macy's downtown Chicago. You should wait till the fires come on the north side of the Chicago River there, Chad. Yeah.
Well, I can't leave yet. I have to build a house from scratch, rely on people who won't do what they say.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yep, that's what you got to do.
But to answer, it's going to happen. It's going to be somewhat gradual, but it's very much in process. Even it has been in process this summer and fall, and will continue in 2022. Okay. So, DJ Aftershock, $2. Does finance fit into the theft acronym, Cappy? I had the same question. Like, it's that
finance.
bad?
Yeah, it's that bad. Look. Generally speaking, do social workers steal taxpayer money?
Well, yeah.
Yes, they do. Do finance majors and finance professionals steal taxpayers' money?
Finance professionals do sometimes. Yeah.
Not every year, but when all their bets don't pay off, what ends up happening? Government bail us out.
Government bails them out. Yeah.
Right. So we can act like we're professionals. They're no different. They're thieves. Yes, they are thieves. Because I'll tell you this, if I'm ever president, of course, there'd be a Congress in the way of this. If I was ever president, I'm not going after the teachers first. The group of people that just magically disappear, actually, the group of people that magically disappear would be lobbyists. K Street would also have a lot of vacancies. It'll be like, where'd all the lobbyists go? But then bankers would be very close second.
I'd get rid of the IRS.
Well, I would still have an IRS, but it would just manage the national sales tax. That's all it would do. I mean, you need a tax authority. Even I'm not that.
Yeah, but the collection of people they have there are just fucking retarded. So
right, it'd be a lot. It'd be scaled down. I'd scale it down, but I do believe you need a tax agency.
Yeah, you do. I just meant replace all the people in it. So
right. I would go with
The Competent Man, $10. In Massachusetts, the government called up 250 National Guard to cover for 1,500 corrections officers that they are firing due to the root beer float. In Chicago, 40% of police are refusing to disclose status and may be fired. It's getting rough out here. People do not want to drink the root beer float.
You should stay there. You should stay in Chicago, especially when 40% of the cops go away. That'll help out.
Soon.
You better look out for your car, otherwise it might get stolen. Oh, wait, it already has.
Guess who doesn't need one of those? At least not here.
I don't know.
What's the next one? Oh, Free Like Summer. Is that Belgian?
No, Bulgarian.
Bulgarian?
Is BGN? Is Bulgaria part of the Euro?
I'm not sure. He says, "I just want to say
Bulgarian.
Bulgarian.
Levs. Bulgarian
wants to
Levs.
Say Brandon for the win. Let's go. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, there was I guess some car racing thing, and the gal was interviewing a guy, and they're saying "fuck Joe Biden," but she's like, and they're all saying "let's go, Brandon." It's like, bitch,
I thought that was really funny.
Get the
actually,
fuck out of here, you God Almighty.
Enjoyed that.
You're old enough. Do you remember? Okay, let's because there's a younger generation now who thankfully have been brought up with the internet, and they have not had to have they don't differentiate between a computer screen and TV screen. When we were younger, it's kind of the clipboard effect. If you saw someone on television, that was pretty important. That person was, wow, they're on television. They're pretty important. What I love about the internet is that it's just exposed. No, that's just some dumb bitch with a clipboard or a microphone interviewing people. So if you see someone wandering around your neighborhood with a clipboard and a yellow hard worker hat, they did studies showing that people who leave them alone, they said that's how you that's how you rob a house. People assume you're supposed to be there. And it's the same thing. People assume, oh, they're interviewing someone. Oh, that person must be very pro. Oh, look, she's interviewing the guy. She has a microphone. No, she's just a dumb moron who's like, okay, they're cheering. Let's go, Brandon. And that's just go back to journalism school.
I got a question. We'll keep going through these, but so 21 Studios has a question for you. Maybe we'll do that one later.
21 Studios.
Isn't that what they used to? You want me to read it? I'll read it.
Well, wait, is it a super chat or no?
No.
And then we don't. No, we don't read.
Okay,
it's not for free.
Well, I saw it and was like, is that what I think it is? Anyway, Bruverly, $5. Boom! Remembered my password. Well, thank you.
Good, thank God. $5. See, he remembers his password when I gotta split the fucking proceeds with you, Chad. That's what angers me. Remember that one time, where we got $100 donation? I'm like, yeah, thanks for waiting for Chad. I think wasn't Athamon too? I had to split it 3 ways.
Yeah, I had some real issues handling how awesome that was.
By the way, if any of you got I'm only in the mood to give $2 donations, go ahead, do it now. But for me individually, now look at Steven. Steven, why'd you do a $10 one? Why couldn't you have just done a $2 one? What's with the $10?
Well, this is far from the most I've ever been on where people are watching. There's been way more on before when I've been on. So
right.
Stephen Bottenheimer for $10. If you time traveled to the present from 1,000 years ago, what would you think?
Traveled to the present from 1,000 years ago, I say, really, I mean, aside from the flight, why do people look so weird? I'd be like, why is everyone so fat? I think that's what I would be like. People would be taller because we have been growing taller. But aside from the amazement with technology, everything would seem like magic to me. I wouldn't understand it. You might have thought you were dead and gone to heaven. I would look, I'm like, why doth the ladies look so girthy? That's what I would be like. Ooh, thou dost not wish to plow thy fields with my plow horse. That's what I would think.
Cynic for $5. Cappy tithes for my recent craps win. I use YouTube downloaded to download YouTube videos from a playlist to MP3 files. I do that
Right.
sometimes too, actually.
Yep. That's what
Yeah.
I have a plugin on my browser which allows you to download MP4 and then I throw it into Goldwave and save it as MP3. And so that's the way.
I do that when I go running because I don't want, the phone with me.
No,
So.
and then you bump it because I wish I could turn off my phone, not off, but just turn the screen off and then have YouTube keep playing. But YouTube will turn off because your phone screen went off. So but it won't do that with an MP3. So you got to go. It's just worth the time to do the MP3 because then you'll be less frustrated.
If you do pay for YouTube Premium, it won't do that. Not saying you should do it, but it does that.
Okay, so they're aware of that flaw, and they're going to make you pay for premium to have really.
Well, they get rid of the ads too. Like I'll be honest, I went ahead and just paid for it because I do listen to YouTube a lot while I work, and I just got so sick of the ads and everything. So, James Saberwolf for $2. Cappy, ever think about a ham radio?
Not really, but only in the capacity of like if I need to communicate with people when satellites go down or cell phones go down or something like that.
Do you remember Nick Shoelander?
Yeah, of course.
That was his thing. Like he got
like ham radio. Okay.
Yeah, he got certified and everything.
Oh, cool. I didn't know you had to get certified. I thought you just
you take a course or something. Yeah. Channel 1800 dumb. Oh, this is the one with the good-looking sister? Or?
The redheaded good-looking sister who apparently he's trying to set me up with. So conveniently located across the Pacific and not like straight across, like only Australia is further away. Maybe Tasmania is further than that. And maybe only Antarctica, but this is like the third furthest landmass we could possibly get from the United States. So of course, huh?
I was going to say, you do not want to go to Australia right now.
No. Nor do I really want to go to New Zealand. Of course, now he tries to set me up with this high. You can kind of see her. She's got red hair. She looks like she's in pretty good shape. It's like, why does this happen now? Where was this 20 years ago?
Well, let me see if he had something below that. It was $5 New Zealand. So I just...
Yeah, normally 1800 dumb has something to say.
Let's see. I don't see anything under it, but he has some other super chats. So...
All right, we'll get to it then. Are we caught up?
No, we got some more.
Okay, hey, speaking of Australians, Adriano's here.
It's actually a few more.
Oh, geez, what happened? Here I am. I had all these ideas. Hey, it's back to normal again. Or I have all these topics I like to talk about we're never going to get to.
Oh, you missed me. You missed me so much. Denny Bell for $5. Your advice is gold, and here is money.
We haven't given no advice. We've just been reading super chats. That's all it is. Nothing. We haven't had not one accounting question. I've just talked about Molyneux and how much I hate his audience, or not his audience, but his callers. We've picked on Doc, whose book you should get, The School of Errors.
Oh, hey, Doc. Garbage salad.
Like I said, he's got nothing going on. I don't know if he got divorced, his family kicked him out. Now he says, hey, guys, what's going on? I'm so desperate. I'll listen to Cappy.
Yeah, you got to be desperate to do that. Channel 1800 dumb again for $2 New Zealand dollars. Whichever of these lads called you Aaron, I lifted my ass. Okay. It was supposed to be
It'd be
Aaron,
Dre.
Yeah.
Oh. No, it's Dre. It's the well-endowed man with the magical black penis, Dre.
He's pretty tall, too.
He is actually. I think he's over 6 foot. He is a tall guy. Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah.
Carl, $1.99. We need spurgs. Wolves have to eat too.
Here's what angers me. People like, oh, you really hate people with Asperger's. No, not really people with Asperger's. I hate people who fake it or use it as an excuse and don't legitimately have a mental disorder. That's insulting to people with actual mental problems and mental illnesses and mental problems. I just through my clientele, which I'm purging them all, where it's like it's $100 because you're just lazy. You're just late. That's all it is. You don't take the time to make paragraphs. You don't spell check. You barf out your vomit. You keep looking for easy. It's never like, Cappy, I got like this really important question and there's just misspellings and all, but the question, nope, it's always a question of how do I do this the lazy way? How do I avoid work? That right there, no, that's not a mental disorder. That's just you're fucking lazy. And so it's not the actual people with Asperger's or autism or genuine depression. No, you're weak motherfuckers who are running and hiding behind a fake mental illness to excuse your laziness and sloth. That's it. Shut the fuck up. Can we curse on this show?
I hope so.
No.
Well, one, there's one that I never really bought, and this is going back 25 years. You ever hear the term social anxiety disorder?
Well, that might actually be a legitimate thing, like the fear of crowds.
Well, okay.
I can see that. Yeah.
I understand if you're afraid of being crowds. I mean, if you're like, if you're shy and you won't socialize with somebody, I feel like, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a therapist, but that would never like felt right to me.
Well, it'd be a phobia of some kind, an irrational fear. People have those. Like, and I'll give you another perfect example. I don't know if I'm becoming more of an introvert. I forgot. Oh, I know where we were. We're in downtown Deadwood for the wiener dog races. And I was already kind of agitated with the amount of people around. But we got to see the wiener dog races, so that was pretty funny. And then they had the beer keg races, and the DJ was not helping me. The master of ceremonies, who wasn't helping me, like doing all the normal shtick and seeing all the normies and conformies, like just follow them like sheep. And then I just started like, I got to get out of here because this is really agitating me. And it wasn't like I felt threatened or my safe, but it was just that grating. So I can understand social anxiety if it's a group of people or something that, but when, I'm afraid of going out to a party. Now you're a lazy, scared little fuck who's never gone out.
Well, see, that's what I was referring to. If you're using that as okay, maybe we were talking about the same thing. Like, as if you're using something real to cover up something that's not real. I don't know.
Right. So it's hard to tell. It's just when I look at the nature of the questions I get and they're weak ass questions, then I'm not like, okay, yeah, knock it off. Or, oh, I'm poor and oppressed because of the white man or because of men. And then you look to say, all right, well, what did you do? You have 5 kids with 4 different fathers. You have a law degree from a tier 4 law school and an undergrad in justice studies. Fuck you, the white man or patriarchy. No, you made stupid choices. Stop hiding behind and consequently ruining the reputation of women and minorities, saying you're oppressed or discriminated or whatever like that. That's bullshit. That's cowardice. No, you made dumb decisions, and now you're hiding behind traits you were born with and consequently lessening the reputation of people who have those same traits. That's what that hypocrisy is what pisses me off.
God, I've missed being around for those live rants. Alex Saluski for $2. What's the worst and least bad job you ever had?
Least bad. I like that.
Least bad.
What about you, Elkums?
God, the worst. There's been so many bad ones. I mean, I had to like shovel shit sort of one summer, which, I mean, in retrospect, it was good, but cattle shit stinks pretty bad. So
sheep shit and chicken shit smell really nasty. Really, especially
your worst? Bank?
Banking the worst. Probably this one particular bank where everyone was riding my ass to approve loans. That was probably the worst. Least bad, this one now. I'd even say it's good. Do you consider this a job? I kind of don't.
What you do?
Yeah.
Not really.
It's not really, no. Let's just be honest. The least bad real job, probably working security. That was probably my least. I mean, it was horrible in some regards, but the people and you belong to a team and the camaraderie, that was probably the least bad. No, well, do you consider teaching ballroom dance class a real job? Okay,
well, it's a job. People can make money doing it.
Wait, okay. Least bad job teaching economics at college. That's like teaching isn't a real job, but we consider that was the least bad job because it was so easy. You just passed everybody.
I gotta say, I kind of liked tutoring those athletes when I was in grad school, and I got paid for this. I would try to help them get through their accounting classes because half of them were majoring in finance for some reason. Well, the reason I enjoyed it was because I really didn't care if they passed or not, and none of them really tried to pass, but I wouldn't give them the answers to the exams because, I had them, so I get to taunt them. Yeah. And they'd be like, bro, I could get suspended if I don't pass this course. And I'm just like, well, you're playing my undergrad this weekend. I don't give a shit if you get suspended. So I enjoyed that. Micah Worley for $5. Taking a break from studying for the CPA exam to listen to my favorite assholes. Well, dude, could if you're still here, I want you to tell me what section you're on. But yeah, good luck, man. Not for the faint of heart.
He promoted you to asshole. See? Plural, assholes. Is that nice? You're one of us now.
I feel like I've definitely made it after this week. Sam Whiskey for $4.99. Chad, if all men are pigs, why do women love bacon so much? Well, if you're talking about
bacon
Maldito, then you got to see his he gets the girls.
At thegoddamnbacon.com. Which no, not thegoddamnbacon.com. You can find him at thegoddamnbacon on YouTube. And by the way, this show, I'm getting sponsors out of the way just one at a time here. Brought to you by academiccomposition.com. All these people sending us super chats. Well, we haven't done a damn lick of anything in terms of new content creation. We're just reading super chats right now.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry. I looked on my email. Continue.
Don't worry. Don't. Academiccomposition.com. Go there. Talk to Alex, where his crack writing staff will write your papers for you. So you don't have to have a tutor. You just pay someone to write your papers for you. And if you're looking for a job, Alex is always hiring. Go to academiccomposition.com. All right. Were there any? Oh, here we go. More, I guess.
There's a bunch more. $1 for $4.99. You did it wrong, Cappy. Buy a 35-year-old house 5 years ago for $150K, then put in 50, I guess, K of renovations. But at least you have a creepy basement.
Creepy basement? What? I got a cool basement. You've been in my basement, right?
Yeah, I don't know if is it really a basement? It's really more like
a walkout basement.
Yeah, I guess it would be a basement. It seems more like just like a lower level, but
yeah, I enjoy it. It's not creepy. There's a fireplace.
Well, I saw it when it wasn't finished, but
yeah, now it's all finished. Now, like, dude, if I was single, this would be such an asset to have. I could totally slay all these girls because it doesn't look like much from the outside. But then when you come on the inside, I got the interior decoration down, man. And you can see the pond in the back and the stream coming in. Especially now that we got all this snow. It's coming off the mountains. So we're finally getting
you got snow.
Yeah, we got
wait for that to hit us here.
Yeah.
James G for $5. Washington State is moderate majority and large conservative population and still bend to the will of the small minority. Why is cancel culture real? Washington State
I'd say conservatives are pussy. And that's why they don't want to offend anyone.
Well, I think the libs still have the numbers there because of Seattle. Well, anyway,
maybe. All right, let's go. Here we go. Adriano Ramos,
$2 Australian. Good morning from down under. Good morning to you. It's October 15th where you are.
Yeah, it is. I had a guy in Dubai I had to consult, and I had the math on the time zones was a little bit off. Are you is your microphone near a fan or something that's vibrating?
Might be the AC. You want me to turn it off?
Well, is it hot out? No, you don't have to turn off the AC if you don't want to. Actually, mute your mic. Mute your mic. See if it's it. Turn it back up.
Testing.
It is you. Yeah, there's something. It might be your air conditioning or something like that.
If it's disruptive, I'll turn it off. Channel 1800 dumb for $2 New Zealand. Stop slandering and grow up 21 Studios. Now can I tell you?
Okay, well, what is 21 Studios? What's going on?
Okay, so in the chat here, basically somebody who I think is the founder of 21 Studios, who has a reputation that precedes him, asked you.
Okay,
he asked if you had a comment on the
gone there. He's banned. Okay. He asked if I had a comment on what?
The thing you were going to do that got canceled. And then he said
Donovan was ill. That's it. What?
Well, he had something mean to say about you that the message is gone because you blocked it. So I won't even say what he said.
Someone said something mean about me? Oh, nosy.
Oh,
whatever will I do? Before. My fraggy fifis. I don't even know the guy. And he's already slamming on me. I did there. Is 21 Studios a thing anymore? I knew they did they did conferences, but I thought it was like studios, like it was a group of people. Is it one person?
I think there's one majority person, like the
Oh.
founder of it. But that's why I asked you earlier if you'd ever streamed with them, because it was odd. But
No,
all right.
If people are going to troll or do drama's for chicks, not me. All right. We still got more. Hang on. I gotta go back up here.
Mexi Mike.
Hang on. God, Joey Biden, Mexi Mike, unless journalism's.
That's the one.
Okay, all right.
Mexi Mike for $5. Unless that journalism major is a war correspondent, careful, those gals are freaks. They will go raw dog. Bless those true, brave, independent gals.
I think he's talking about the gal with the microphone interviewing Let's Go Biden. Let's go Brandon. Yeah. I've
done some interviews with some of these. One of my clients is, works for the news.
Yeah, but you were legitimately on TV. See, so that makes a little bit more sense. But NASCAR, no offense. I know it's very popular in like 3 southern states, but you're not sending Walter Cronkite to go and interview, and then maybe, Chad, name me one journalist that does interviews on the football field. Exactly.
Teresa Wolf or Tracy Wolf.
Okay.
Tracy Wolf.
Okay, there you got one.
Aaron Andrews.
Okay, all right.
What's the one people hate? You should be
I don't
proud
know.
that I don't know these sports ball things.
That's my point. No one knows them. Nobody knows them. So
Joey Biden. $21 Canadian. Cap Chad, what's your opinion on tax evasion in America?
I'm against it. You should pay your taxes. And I'm serious about that. You have to pay your taxes. Tax abatement is legal. Tax evasion is illegal.
Tax avoidance is legal, and tax evasion is not. And there's sometimes an extremely thin line with that, and I am that line.
Right. And I am all for, obviously, libertarian. I'm for all of you lowering your taxes as much as possible. But, the main reason I'm against tax evasion?
Because then nobody would pay for anything?
Well, there's that argument too. I mean, and certainly that, dude, just pay your fucking taxes, because you don't want to go into, forget jail. I know you don't go to jail, they just slap you. I don't even want to deal with the IRS. I don't want to deal with an audit or this or that or this thing or that. And like, you could file an appeal and, I got you for that. But okay, do I overpay my estimated taxes?
Considerably.
You know why?
I don't like it, but
I know you don't like, so I don't have to worry about it, right? I get my refund at the end. That's fine. But like here, because I have important shit to do, I do not want to be bogged down filing papers, mailing them off here. Chad, is the IRS or even the state collection agencies, are they fast or slow? Even
before all the shit that happened because of COVID, they were very slow. Now it is a nightmare. You cannot get anything back from them.
Let me explain it a different way. Do you want to go and stand in line at the DMV?
Sure, that sounds like a lot of fun.
No, but it's the same thing. I mean, you're in a digital line essentially, but no, I don't want to stand in line at the tax DMV.
It's pretty bad. I mean, they're in this, just real quick, this infrastructure bill that they're going back and forth, they're allocating like 83 billion or something dollars for the IRS, and I'm honestly a little mixed on that.
Well, are they backed up? I mean, because people, it's not just you got to enforce tax law, but there's a bunch of refunds, I'd imagine, that people are waiting on. Correct?
The refunds aren't so bad because the vast majority of people electronically file, so then the refund comes. The people that are fucked are the ones that had to send paper returns in for a variety of reasons, But I have this feeling that if they get more funding, and they do need more funding, they're not going to necessarily use it to go after the people that have the real money. I think they still might target, the middle class. Just my personal theory from studying all this.
Interesting. Would this all go away if we had a national sales tax and it was up to retailers to collect the tax and remit it to the federal government?
Well, I mean, the retailers still have to collect and report it, but it'd be simplified.
Instead of all 320 million, well, okay, little kids don't file taxes. Instead of the 280 million filing taxes every effing year, could we just have 1 million however many businesses, can you just have sales tax be collected and we're done? And then people are like, but then the poor they'll pay the same amount in taxes as the rich. Fine. On the back end, spend more money on the poor. So it nets out. But for fuck's sake, this is the most complicated way to collect taxes. Another thing I do as president, in addition to where'd all the bankers go, would be like, got one national sales tax. That's it. Do you want more money? Okay, we'll spend more on the poor, whatever. Let's get this thing done so no one has to file a tax return again. Then there's no worry about, oh, do I go to jail or not? Or do I get fines? Or do I have to stand in line at the tax DMV? No, you paid your sales tax when you bought your Snickers bar. And now we go after companies if they're not. And that's one node collecting a ton of taxes. I'd rather audit that one entity than a million individual entities.
You know what they do in Scandinavia and probably some other countries in Europe? You
They
probably
hate
know
their
this.
men. I don't know. What do they do? They charge a lot for booze tax.
So when it comes to tax time, they literally send you like a postcard or a letter in the mail that says, we've calculated this. And then, so it's automatically paid. And it's up to you to say, well, that doesn't look right to me. And most people don't even do that. They're just like, okay, they say I owe this amount, and that's that.
Cool. That's a better way. Anything better than what we got now. For Christ's sake, it's just a pain in the ass.
I'd be out of a job, but it wouldn't bother me that much because there's other areas of accounting I could get into that I would enjoy. Matt 41174, $5 Australian. I love bios. Who do you consider role models? Who do you admire? Thanks for your work. Love it. I got to go take a piss. You
go take a piss. I'll go and I'll explain. All right. The one guy I would consider my mentor, and this is the one guy that comes to mind. Chris Muir over at daybydaycartoon.com. I don't know if the guy's alive. I texted him like, hey, because he needed some materials to do some work for me. And I sent it. I haven't heard from him. Normally I hear from him, so I hope he's all right. I maybe have to call him or something like, hey, Chris, if you're alive, give me a call. But Chris Muir over at daybydaycartoon.com, for many reasons, but the guy's wise. He's older than me, but he's wiser for his years. And he's just dialed in, man, just dialed in. And I don't know, I don't want to go into too much personal detail, but the guy has immaculate artistic tastes. I'm not a big artist, but the interior design he's done is immaculate. It's just like, that is spot on. That is spot on. And he's a guy that's lived his life independently and has learned from it. And you're all right, very obscure reference. For those of you that ever played Red Dead Redemption, was it John Ricketts? Hang on. There's John Marston. He's the main show, and then it's Ricketts. Who is Ricketts? Landon Ricketts. If you're wondering about the dynamic, how I kind of look up to Chris Muir, he's kind of like how Marston looks up to Landon Ricketts on Red Dead Redemption. Actually, I should go play that game. That's what I should do. I got my video game. So I've been playing Bioshock 2, and it's darker than I remember, and I can only play at night because the LCD projector I got was a cheap 100, and it's not bright enough during the day, so I gotta wait for things to get dark. So then not only is it dark outside, but when you play Bioshock 2, you're in basically this not abandoned utopia under the sea. You're in where everyone's mutated, and it's a horror video. It's one of the best horror video games ever. But that, and then my other role model is Mr. Elkins. Chad's dad, Mr. because he's the one who only gives us. He's the only boomer ever gave us a finger on the pictures. That was I get a
He's
kick
not
out
even
of
a
old
boomer,
man.
technically. He's not a boomer.
Silent generation.
Yeah, both my parents.
Yep. No, your dad's cool. Like I'm like, no, he's too proper to get. And also, we've gotten a couple where he's giving us the finger. Me and Atham. I was like, hey, look, Mr. Elkins.
When I say who it's for, he's always happy to flick you off.
You don't show he doesn't show Mrs. Elkins when he does that, does he?
We both try to get her to do it, but she's
she's too proper. Too proper. Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, who's your role model there?
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. You know what? I'd have to think about that. Like, I'm not going to give an answer because I'd have to think. There are some, but my brain's a little fried right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello. Who is
There's
this?
a female. Who let a girl? Athem's not watching the door. Girl got in. Now it's infested. Now we got to spray for girls. Okay.
Gia Sav for $10. This will get you 1 beer in Addison. It'll get you half a Miller Lite in Chicago.
It will get you. Didn't I buy everyone drinks at that bar in Blackhawk for $10? I bought everyone drinks for $10.
Great. That's why I was like, dude, this is like half or a third of what I pay here.
Yeah,
man, this Gia Sav is
Reno's Casino.
Reno's
Casino. Yep, that was.
You're holding out on us, Cappy. You got an actual good-looking, very good-looking.
Yeah, the one. Family. Would you let? Yeah, we have one good-looking girl. I've been on the internet since 2004, YouTubing more or less for 7-8 years. We have one good-looking girl. Yeah, look at us go.
Wish I could hang out with her sometime.
Well, Mary Jo's good-looking too.
She doesn't come around anymore, I bet.
I think because she's got a boyfriend. That's what I think happened. She got a boyfriend, and you're hanging out with those guys on the internet. I don't like it.
Guys on the internet. Channel 1800 dumb, $2 New Zealand. Chad, where is Tyrone, brother? I don't have any friends named Tyrone. That'd be fun. It's a joke.
The black Chad is Tyrone.
Yeah.
I think the Latino Chad is either.
Atham.
No, not Atham. Atham's such a unique. No, we need Esteban or Raphael. One of those.
Samuel Tuck for $5. Are there places in the U.S. where you would recommend people move to without doing reconnaissance?
Oof.
South Dakota?
No, because he may not like snow. What if Samuel Tuck? I presume that's a Southeast Asian name. Vietnamese, Cambodian, maybe. So he's used to warmer climates. I would say Tennessee would probably be a safe bet, like Nashville, Knoxville. Not too hot, not too cold. Florida, people always seem to like Florida, but it gets muggy and hot down there. Northern Texas, but that still gets hot.
Nashville's becoming a little too like Austin, from what I hear.
Well, it's all going to become that way one way or another. But yeah, place I'd recommend that. I mean, Texas is pretty good. It's going to be hard to screw up there. Tennessee, I think, would be one of the better ones. Tennessee, I think, would be a pretty good place to start.
Crank Sinatra, I like that. $10. Reconnaissance Man, Renaissance Man. Seems you really like Denver, but I've done my research, shows that it has more leftists than the other cities you mentioned. Are there similar towns in Colorado that aren't as leftist?
Yes, I understand. I used to like Denver a lot, but yes, it has gotten more leftist. You know what did it? Like the main reason it went left?
Why?
Cause they have pot, man. They can smoke the pot, man. But Denver is still a good town as far as major metros go. But the traffic is now, forget the pot, it's the traffic. Traffic is absolutely unacceptable along that I-25 corridor. But Colorado is a state I absolutely love. Like, so ideally you'd have residency in a tax-free state, and then you bum around in Colorado all the time. I could totally get lost in Colorado.
What about,
especially the southern half?
What about Colorado Springs?
Colorado Springs is fine, sure. I mean, there's a frontier side of the mountain range and communist pussy side of the range. I forget what they're really called, but you're either along that 28-5 corridor, which is Denver, Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, and then Trinidad, Trinidad, I think is the name of it. And generally leftist. You go on the other side, it's conservative. Your Grand Junctions, stay the fuck away from Telluride. Stay the fuck away. The great thing about Telluride is not too far away. There were some mines where they mined uranium. And so what I would do as president, I would create a nuclear bomb out of that uranium and nuke Telluride. The most pompous, arrogant fucking assholes on the face of the planet. Just horrible place. But Durango's awesome. Cortez, Salida.
I've been to Salida. And I've been to Buena Vista. That's where
Buena Vista, yeah.
Yep.
No, Colorado's great. There's just a few places you want to avoid.
Micah Worley for $2. Starting the trek with FAR. FAR is considered the hardest.
Oh.
Well, a lot of people consider FAR to be the hardest part of the CPA exam. I actually found the one called BEC to be the hardest because it was so boring and worthless. Yeah, anyway.
Fat and Rabbit? What is FAR?
Financial Accounting and Reporting.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's the one with the most material, and it's good to take it first so you get that one out of the way. Channel 1800 Dumb, $5 New Zealand. Cap and Chad, speaking of pigs, Norm McDonald. I went to my doctor last week, and he said, open your mouth and say oink. He ripped Norm. Yeah, it was sad when he died.
Boy, 61 years old.
It's young.
Yeah.
Well,
nothing he could do about cancer. It wasn't like he got hit by a truck or anything. Or who was the Saturday Night Live guy that got his head blown off by his wife?
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Oh. I love that dude.
Hello, I'm Troy McClure.
You might remember me.
You might remember me in shows like, what was it? I'm going to star in Planet of the Apes. I'll be playing the human. It was the part I was born to play, baby.
Mexi Mike for $5. Speaking of shoveling, chicken
and cow shit.
Chad Wise up. Did Cuddle Wookums have a desire for equestrian pastime and high society at expense of a sucker guy wallet? She knew I was never going to be a meal ticket.
Well, did she ever have horses? That'd be about the only thing that would make her even crazier than she. Okay.
No, I mean, her family was probably too cheap for that.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that she's miserable. I'm glad she's with the backup guy, the guy who's not as good.
I appreciate that. Babada for $5. The Great Reset will fix all of the lazy idiots. Problem, though, is we are all going to have to suffer from it.
I'm just going to have diarrhea with my freeze-dried food, apparently. That's the worst I'm going to suffer. I do have to get solar panels. I do have to go buy those, and I got to get a book on electricity. You know why I have to get, okay, there, Matt Forney. Just why don't you crumple it up in the microphone a little bit more? Hey, it's just like chat there, Matt. Do you know why I got to get a book on electrical work, wiring?
Because you cannot rely on your contractors.
Because you can't rely on, there's electricians in town, but they just say they're electricians. The electricians here just say they're electricians. They don't actually do the electrical work.
The irony being, I have a couple of really good electricians as clients. Like,
really?
Superb. Yeah.
Cool. Well, when you own a house, then maybe they can fix something.
Won't own a house here. Grogu for $4.99. How long does it normally take you to respond to emails for AC?
Asshole consulting. It depends on it depends how busy I am. I've been doing about 2 days on average, but it can go as long as a week, especially if I'm traveling or something. But usually not more than 5 days. But also check your spam folder, because with asshole consulting in the email, a lot of email services will throw it in spam, so you got to check for the spam there. But yeah, usually I try to be on it. I try to get on it.
I actually do have a quick question about that. Obviously not specifics, because you couldn't know this, but out of the collection of emails from people that potentially want asshole consulting, what percentage actually end up becoming clients and you do the video for, versus others where you give them the quote and then you just
they just go away? Yeah, about half, like half? 1 and 2. Yeah, it's pretty good. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 60%. But usually I follow up. I'm like, hey, did you want it? And honestly, I think people think it's a free service. My favorite is because what I do is I have it streamlined where I'll say, okay, here's how much it will cost for a video. Here's what it will cost for an email. Send the payment here and inform me which one you want. And I think I've had 3 people say, oh, okay, I've made the payment. I want a video response. And then I'll go to the PayPal account and look and see if the payment has been made. I make sure I got paid. 3 people have tried to say, yeah, I paid, and then not pay. And it's like, dude, you're trying to chintz out. That's the word. Chintz out on a $35 bill. And you think you're going to get ahead in life? Like, you could take all the advice in the world. You could have eccentric consultants consult you. Bain and McKinsey could consult you themselves. It won't matter. You're a thief. Like, your moral code, your moral programming is so fucked up. Nothing. You have no hope in life. So I don't even get upset if I find them. I had to waste like, I don't know, 20 seconds figuring out that they're trying to cheat me.
Let me just tell you, a lot of what happens to me, not so much anymore, is people will entice with emails. They're like, hey, I'm looking for tax prepare, I have my own S Corp, yada, yada, yada. I need some questions answered first before I determine if I'll work with you. You see how that goes? I mean, they're just...
You're going to handle Sam's question here or what?
Sam Whiskey for $4.99. Tax is a cover charge to live in a civilization. Well, not everybody has to pay it, though. That's the thing.
Right. Well, they pay it. They pay sales tax and usage tax and all that. Everyone pays the tax. You think the increase in rent isn't a tax? Well, we printed off money so no one pays the tax. No, everyone's paying the tax. Poor people are paying the tax.
I mean, maybe not technically the tax, but yeah, I know what you're saying. It sucks.
Yep.
Cynic for $2. Taxes are protection money to the blue mafia. I mean, the government is like the mafia. You don't pay your taxes, they'll break your metaphoric thumbs.
Yep, that they will.
Channel 1800 Dumb, $2 New Zealand. Cap, I heard Molyneux say Romans something they paid 2 days tax a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can do that with slaves. It's amazing how low the tax are when you have slaves.
Yeah. Matt for $5 Australian. Thanks. Well, thank you.
You answered his question. That's nice. Awesome.
Yeah, very nice. Gragu $4.99. I'm a 21-year-old and I support your message, Aaron. I'm a girl, by the way, who loves Baby Yoda.
Okay, good. Wonderful. That's nice. Hopefully you're majoring in STEM. And if you're a pretty girl, contact me because I need female models.
Send him a picture and then he'll send it to me.
No. Actually, I have multiple business. Obviously, my audience is male, so I could obviously use female models. And just so you know, girls, there's no prawn or anything like that. But yeah, it's like PG stuff. Obviously, don't like, you're going to hire me for my intellectual. No, I'm hiring for TNA. But it has to be PG-13 because otherwise you can't put it on various platforms. But I do have several incredibly good business ideas that I can't do because I am not a pretty girl. But I'm willing to pay out half of the profits if I could just find one girl to show the fuck up on time and do a fucking job.
The worst part about that is I've got female clients in a specific industry that you would think would be great for this, but their reliability is so low. I mean, good Lord.
You know what this is?
What's that?
Reliability versus prettiness. Perfectly inverse relationship. The prettier she is, the less reliable she is. The uglier she is, the more reliable she is. Unfortunately, I need pretty girls because that's what sells. So
it's just not fair.
No, I could make not only me so much money, I could make the participant so much money. It's like podcast pastor. Like, hey, I need a pastor. Can I get your MP3, audio? And it's like, I don't know. Like the good pastor, Simonry. That's not, fellowship. Is it Methodist, Lutheran, Episcopalian, or are you one of the Missouri Methodist, Lutheran, Baptist, Episcopalian? Like, Jesus Christ. Fucking guy dies on cross. Say something, guilt trip, forgiveness through guy nailed to plank of wood. How hard does it have to be? And meanwhile, literally, dude, I'm not saying I'd be Joel Osteen money, but I'd be making a lot more money. I can't be a pastor and a hot chick with big tits. I'm just not that good, damn it.
Mexi Mike for $5. I still insist paying sugar babies in cash to save on that tax fee. They claim cash is dirty. I look at them like, really? But you're dirty and love that way. You're trying to help them save on tax, right?
Yeah, but cash? if Mexi Mike ain't joking, what girls out there, ladies of the evening, as I like to call them, they feel dirty if you pay them cash. What do they care?
They shouldn't care because anything else is traceable.
I mean, all you guys... Mexi Mike, well, it's not Mexi Mike's problem. Mexi Mike, explain to these girls you shouldn't feel dirty. Women accept payment in the form of wedding rings, honeymoons, cars, homes. I don't know why they're worried about cash. It doesn't matter. Explain to her the difference between cash and barter.
Well, barter can't be taxed because, I offer a skill and somebody else offers a skill back. It's hidden. There's no money.
My point was more about the nature of the exchange between men and women and how it is laughably dressed up in the vast majority of relationships that end up in divorce anyway, and then men pay an arm and a leg out anyway. That was my cynical, dark observation.
Kind of a covert contract, as somebody says, Rolo.
Did he even say covert? Is it really? See, that's what I don't get. It's barter. Like, okay, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me where it's different. I give a girl $500 for some hey, right? She takes the $500 and buys a good meal, some clothes, some booze, and maybe an electric bill. Okay. As opposed to I get married, she gives me the hey, and then I pay for the electric bill, the food, and the thing. Or try and think the other way. We date. I take her to $500 worth of dates, and then I get the hey. To me, as an economist, and it's not my opinion, there is no difference. You pay out one way, the goods consumed at the end are the exact same goods at the end by the same person. It's a transaction. Going through it like shell corporations doesn't change the nature of the transaction. And I guess maybe we go through that facade or veneer to paint it nicely. Ooh, we had a wedding, and weddings usually then follow up with divorce, which is a way higher exit fee. So I'm trying. Tell me where I'm wrong. Am I wrong about the economic nature of all this?
Winston Churchill had a great quip about that back in the day.
Well, you don't have to say it if it's too. I'm really asking. I just want to. I'm not saying love don't happen. I'm not saying it's always for a transaction. But Jesus effing Christ, 86% of the time, given happiness rates with marriage, it is a transaction. All right, handle this religious question here.
Life is all a transaction. Sam Whiskey 499. Cappy, who made a great impact in carpentry, Noah or Jesus of Nazareth?
Did Jesus ever swing a hammer, though?
I'm not really well versed in the Bible.
Jesus was the son of a carpenter. I don't know if he was a carpenter himself. Maybe he helped his old man out every once in a while.
God was a carpenter?
No, Jesus. Do you go to Bible school or Sunday school? The trilogy, Father, Son, Holy Ghost?
Wasn't really safe to do that in the countries I grew up
in. Well, anyway, all right. No, Jesus, if I recall correctly from Bible history, was already talking with the Pharisees as a child. I don't recall anywhere where he's like, maybe he did help Joseph, but I don't recall him like, oh, yeah. And after a hard day of building benches, Jesus decided to go and preach or fish or something. It wasn't like that. So I'd have to say Noah had more of an effect on carpentry because he presumably repopulated the entire planet. That's just
plus the ark really
it took some cubits, everything measured in cubits.
Carl for $4.99, $2 million in investments, half in taxable, half in retirement, 52 years old, no debt, no house.
See, he paid. Carl, you're a John. Congratulations.
Well, he wants to know what you would do. Would you work or expatriate? Would you stay here or would you go?
I would spend some of your money doing reconnaissance because you are a different person than me in chat. Find a place that you may like to go to. You have to go and travel because expatriation may not be you. You may not want to expatriate. You may just want to have a piece of property in a foreign country. You may want to have a second passport. You may want to have dual citizenship. All right. This is not a $5 question, but I do know you will have to go out and find a place to go. So definitely go and travel. I can say go and explore, but I can't say whether you should expatriate or not. You know, because you may travel and say, God dang, I hate the rest of the world, and you just want to stay at home. Then it's like, where within the United States do you want to go and chill out? That I think we're caught up.
No, we're not.
I'm never gonna get to my stuff. We're never gonna get.
Grogu's got one.
Grogu.
$1.99. At 21 years old, I'm glad that I have no tattoos.
Yes, but are you thin? Are you fat or are you thin? No, you laugh. It is funny, but you tell me what's really important for her right now, to be thin or to be fat?
To be thin and don't cut your hair all off.
Don't cut your hair. Don't get weird tattoos or piercings, and keep your hair a normal color. There you go.
And be nice. Most important.
For the right guy. Girls got to kind of screen too. You can't just, anybody who's nice is going to be taken advantage of by assholes. So I'm not, she's got to be a little street smart about it. Speaking of assholes, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at that. Can you read what it is? Is there another Mexican poops?
It is a Mexican poops.
Good,
and
good.
he was telling us earlier, about 10 minutes ago, he goes, another live stream I was not invited to. Putos.
Okay, all right. We'll have Atham on the next time. This was me. How did it happen? Did I not just call you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. And then who's always working or sleeping obscure hours?
Like both of us?
Well, that's true too. And he always does seem to. All right.
And Atham.
We'll get Atham in on the next one. All right.
Mexi Mike, $2. Mexican poops. It's about time you got here, Atham. A gal got in, damn it.
Yeah, Atham, we got it. We got a cute two girls have gotten in. Supposed to sit there with the anti-girl spray.
This might be the place where you do meet the girls.
Well, you've been luckier with my podcasting than you have online dating.
Eric Burns Marsh for $5. Ironically, leftist places have high taxes and are the least civilized. Yeah, go to Portland. Go there. Mm-hmm. Chris is Black. Tornado Kid. Dude bras, when will the mandates and floats end? I comply like a good little sheepy, and they still won't let us be free. Maybe next year, dudes. Get out of Oregon.
Get out of Oregon. I'm here in South Dakota. It's great. Or you could go to Utah, Tennessee, Florida, Texas. Lots of places where people are free.
They're pretty free in Texas.
No.
Grogu, $1.99. I changed my avatar. I work hard to look how I do. So that's you?
She changed her avatar.
Can you see it?
She looks pretty good. I mean, it's an avatar. It's about that big. No, grow good. If you're that good look, hey, I don't know what your current situation is. If you're going to school or whatever, I mean, this would not be full-time work, but I am more than happy to pay for a reliable person who just shows the fuck up on time. And we don't have to be model-esque either. I mean, Chad, would you happily hire a 7.5 if she showed the fuck up on time and did what she said she was going to do?
It seems like that would be something I would do.
Right. We just are going to give up on 9s and 10s, right? Can we just safely say that?
It's a lot of pain to get them to commit to anything, including their taxes. I just want to say.
The tax. I bet you if we did a correlation study, you rate girls on a scale of 1 to 10, and you see what percentage of them file extensions that are late and all that, it will not shock me. The prettier they are, the more likely they have problems.
Those problems do exist.
Maybe we could get Grogu to be like the chosen one, but instead of Anakin, who destroys everything, she's Luke Skywalker. We could have, because she's only 21, we could have this young lady go and major in engineering, train to be a nice gal, be smart, have no debt, and then get happily married, and then make 6 figures once the kids are off to school or something like that.
That's the way to go.
Could happen.
So after this, we're caught up.
Okay.
Chris is Black, $2. Will you accept my Doors vinyl LP? Sending it in.
No, I won't. By the way, did I show you were you tuning in to see the yearbooks I got from South Dakota State University?
No, I haven't been able to really follow anything.
Let me show you. Okay. I'm going to be doing this in more length. So it's the Jackrabbit. I guess that's the mascot. So this is from 1940. Okay. The Jackrabbit. This is the South Dakota College. That's 1940. Would you like to see what it looked like 30 years later?
Sure. Probably a lot more spiffy.
Well, that would go from 1940 to what?
To 1970. So it's got weird colors on it. And oh, yeah, the 70s.
Fucking boomers.
Yeah, boomers.
Fucking hairy vagina bra burning boomers. All right.
By the way, well, I'll talk to you later about this.
Right.
Channel 1800 Dumb, $2 New Zealand. Grogu, Cappy is already taken by my sister. Well,
I'm not. No. This is not. I'm not taken by anyone. No, ain't nobody taking me. This is. This is a business transaction, and not that type of business transaction. I need pretty female models. That's it. That's all I need. And Channel 1800. If your sister is interested, have her contact me too. I pay in US dollars. It should be translated into Kiwi.
Babada, $5. What's your take on moving to New Hampshire? The Free State Project is something that sounds interesting to me.
I guess if I had to live somewhere in New England, that would be it.
It's tax-free.
Tax-free, right. You're way out in the middle of, like, if you want to go anywhere else in the country, it's going to be a long haul, and it snows. So yeah. I'm kind of about that.
Never been up there before.
Oh, we already have that one. All right, never mind. I think now we're caught up.
Yeah, we're caught up.
All right. Let me today it's brought to you by thetextprofessor.com. If you need someone to manage your writing, whether that's your cover letter, your LinkedIn profile, your dating profile, or texting girls or other people, contact thetextprofessor.com. businessbuyeradvantage.com. Go to businessbuyeradvantage.com, where David will basically tell you why you shouldn't buy that sports bar with your 401k money. But if you're about to buy a business or sell your own, please contact Dave at businessbuyeradvantage.com. piratebooktakedown.com. If you are an author, somebody has already stolen your book, turned it into a PDF file, and uploaded it on a shared drive somewhere, a shared website. Doug over at Pirate Book Takedown will take that down. He goes so far as to contact so did I ever tell you the extents that he's gone to?
No.
So Rolo's hired him. And Rolo obviously more popular and more fake, but this guy has he's like a tunnel rat in Vietnam. He will go up the supply chain and get like GoDaddy to take down your site or whoever's hosting your site. I mean, that's how far he will go. And so he is very thorough, but yeah, Rolo endorses him. I endorse him. That's who I use to take down my thing. But piratebooktakedown.com, and not just books, but any other content you have created and copyrighted, he will have it taken down. Non-communistsciencefiction.com. Go to non-communistsciencefiction.com, where Michael Kingswood has all of his non-communist science fiction books. You can get that there. Also, another book, Science of Mastering Women by Linda Gross. Also, tune into her podcast, Linda Gross. You can just search it. The Fragments of Game. You can find that on Amazon as well. And then bunkerbasics.com with Bunker Bob. If you want to learn more about how to buy freeze-dried food so that you can have diarrhea the rest of your life, even though everyone else is dying of starvation, go to Bunker Basics with Bunker Bob. Then we have the League of Extraordinary Podcasters, which no longer includes Pushing Rubber Downhill because Adam Piggott doesn't podcast anymore. Piero San Giorgio, Donovan Sharp, Masculine Geek. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say I do hear him on other people's podcasts sometimes.
He does go on other people's podcasts sometimes. Yes, that he does. The Goddamn Bacon, which you can find on YouTube. Jack Napier's Red Evening. Ryan Stone's Red Morning, Turd Flinging Monkey, Dr. David Perodin, Better Bachelor, Rule Zero, Rollo Tomasi, Troy Francis, Modern Life Dating, and I would like to recommend the Black Brigade, but guess what?
What happened to them?
You told me. You said he did his last podcast.
Well, I didn't know if that was... Yeah, apparently the Black Brigade has decided to retire, and I happened to be present for his very last episode. I didn't know it was going to be his last episode, but man, he sounded absolutely defeated.
Well, he sounded like you said he was sick too, wasn't he? Didn't he have the flu?
He got the root beer float.
You got the root beer float? Okay, yeah.
3 weeks prior, and he was saying how bad it was and how he just was so... There was some other stuff in there where, like, mentally he was just done. He's just like, I'm out.
Well, he's under a lot of stress. You got to move. He's got a family. He's got more responsibilities than you and me.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel bad for him because he has to worry about the future. He does not have the luxury of like, fuck the world, joy the decline. He's got kids, And so I'm somewhat sympathetic. Not too sympathetic, but somewhat sympathetic. And then I
Just when
got
we
all
got
that.
all those
We got
subscriptions
all
too.
that. God almighty. How much time you got? I can maybe get to the topics I want to talk. You got to get going?
I'm fine. I'm just there's some emails here. I'll get to them. If you want to go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, real quick. Have you ever considered thanking your enemies? Not like actually thanking them in person and looking them up, but have you ever thought about how your enemies or people that have wronged you are like 80% responsible for where you are today? And I would argue your success.
I've heard the argument. I understand the argument. I've seen professional athletes do that type of thing.
Okay.
The enemies I think that, yeah, shaped who I was, they were not trying to do anything but harm me.
Right.
So,
No, I understand that. No. All my enemies absolutely deserve to die. Absolutely. Painful deaths, long deaths. Like, and not even die, like maybe their family goes away and they just got to suffer it, that kind of thing.
yeah.
But I was sitting there thinking about it. And I don't know, maybe I've happened, very likely, there's nothing new under the sun. Maybe I just happened upon a thought, other philosophers in the past of it. But I was sitting there thinking, like, okay, if I would have gone the way I would have, I would not be here if it weren't for some key enemies that I like. My worst enemies were the people that hurt me the most. Maybe not even out of maliciousness, but like the people who caused me the most damage, either intentionally or by accident. Like I would not be anywhere near as successful as I am now without them. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you think it's bad at the point is you want nothing, literally nothing more than for them to die. Like the only thing preventing you from killing them is law. Literally the only thing. No, really, that's, I mean, hundreds of people I could go through. But, and then I was like, but wait, if that, perfect example, this one bipolar girl I dated, if I never dated her, I would have never been forced to look at the red pill or think independently. This is back when I was like 24 or 25 or something, that long ago, where it's like, I can't possibly be this wrong. This person must be mentally, if it wasn't for that person, wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for all those assholes in banking, I would have written the books. And so, I mean, just think about like all those gals that got promoted and want to do the wokeism and the racism and discrimination
Right.
over it. Yeah. You wouldn't be self-employed.
I wouldn't. I totally understand what you're saying. So in a way, you have to be grateful that it happened so you're in this position.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's been a couple decades for some of them. I still have, it's not that I hold a grudge, but
I'll never forgive them, and I'll never.
Yeah,
there's
some people I'll never forgive ever.
Yeah, and I've looked them up, and I'm like, dang, life really effed these people up for me. Still doesn't mean I don't want to go over there and punch them right in the face. I mean, I won't. It's not beneath me. Absolutely, would love to hunt these people down. Absolutely, literally, the only thing is that it would be against the law. And in some cases, you say, if you said, well, it was $1,000 fee if you bump that guy off. Chink, chink, let's go. I got 20 grand in the bank. Let's go, motherfuckers.
The best is when you become somehow, in some way, you become put in a position where you can really fuck them over without them knowing you fucked them over. And then when you go ahead and do that, it's quite satisfying.
I've not been in that position, but I do know.
I have.
Okay, awesome. Good for you. I bet you that did feel good. But I have seen, and this gets back to the thing, like usually people who treat you like shit are treating other people like shit. Mm-hmm. And they're morally flawed, and society does not tolerate that. And then they end up getting the shit kicked out of them by society. But I've watched, because I'm older now, I go back and I look, I'm like, oh my God, did life fuck these people up? And like, this is great. Like in my wildest man, I couldn't torture them as much as they've tortured themselves. But it was just kind of an observation. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have had my little pond if it weren't for those assholes. So I don't think any of them even know me anymore, look at me up, but it's a revenge, or what is it? Success is the best revenge. I don't think anyone really gives a damn, but it's kind of like, yeah, if it wasn't for these people.
I'll just say, I can be a softie sometimes. There are a couple exes of mine, in literally decades ago, when I see what they look like now and I see what their lives are like, I actually do feel a little bit bad for them. I'm like, man, you really went in the other direction. So
yeah, well, I don't know. You are a nice guy. I kind of
sometimes.
Did you watch the new James Bond movie?
Not yet, man. I've just been doing this. Did you?
Not going to go see it. They black
PC'd
vagina.
it up.
They black vagina in my face so much. I was like, no, get the fuck out of here. But do you know the history of this James Bond movie?
The most recent one?
Right.
I just heard that they changed some stuff around, to put it
They
mildly.
changed a lot.
Yeah.
I don't have to see it, but they changed a lot because it was James Bond's a black woman now and power. And you look out and here comes, ooh, she's a powerful woman. Don't take no shit. Look out.
Didn't even change her name.
Well, so I tried to do a little bit because I was curious about the box office because Napier saw it. And I know some other people said, no, it was really good. They didn't have any of that woke bullshit. Well, you go back, I think this even goes back 4 years ago. They were going to do the woke thing. They got such a backlash. It's just my prediction. I'm going to listen to the world-class bullshitters because usually they're way more spot on about it. They said, oh, we have to do some minor editing. Well, that lasted a year and a half, 2 years, and they kept pushing down the release date. Well, then the disease occurred, so they had to push it down. And now, if you go through it, I'm going to quickly go over an article real quick here, but if you go through any of like the reviews and all that, even if you go like IMDb or IMDb,
yeah,
or any like where they show the pictures of the cast, the black female actress, who by the way, I don't have any begrudgment against. I'm fine with her making her money. It's everyone else saying, look, she's a strong black girl. Look at Bond. She's not even in it. She's not even prominently displayed as one of the main actors. I'm kind of like, well, wasn't she kind of critical to the plot?
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's say you remove the politics. Well, shouldn't she still be up there? She's one of the headliners, at least. She ain't even there. So here, from Variety, No Time to Die, box office, 5 takeaways from Daniel Craig's final Bond film. Though Daniel Craig's final outing as James Bond won't be one for the box office records, No Time to Die easily took the top spot in North America. Directed by Kerry Yoji Fukunaga and co-starring Rami Malek, Leah Seydoux, Lashana Lynch, and Ralph Fiennes. The latest 007 adventure debuted at $56 million over the weekend, a result that would have been more dazzling had the film not cost $250 million to produce and at least another $100 million to promote. Despite opening slightly behind expectations, No Time to Die marks a positive step forward in the movie theater business, which has struggled to rebound from the pandemic. With Bond's assist, the overall box office collected $108 million between Friday and Saturday, according to ComScore, making it the fourth weekend in the past 18 months to cross the $100 million benchmark. Sony predicts Sony's No Time to Die, No Time and comic book sequel Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Older people not going to, young men not sweating variants. All about iMac is an October to remember. James Bond may need to economize. What do you notice about like the lead off there?
Sorry, it went over my head.
No mention of the gal.
Oh,
introducing a new with like there was no racial, sexual, in other words, traits. None of that was mentioned. And I'm like, man, did you guys just whitewash or squeegee clean or sponge away all this political shit? So I'm like, whoa. So I just found it very interesting that here it is. They came in all strong, woke and shit. And now it's like, oh yeah, it's a really cool Bond flick. And even people are kind of liking it now. So I was like, oh.
Well, I mean, you can finally relax and perhaps enjoy it when they're not emphasizing things that shouldn't be emphasized. So
I'm not. It's like Mad Max, like it's feminist and look out and there's a female and there's this guy called Mad Max too. But it's whatever the actress's name and we hired a feminist vagina. And I'm like, no, I'm not watching. I'm never gonna watch it. I don't want to watch it. And then people will say like, no, it really wasn't that much. It's like, well, too bad they lost me.
Didn't you write an article on that kind of spread?
Speaking of enemies, in 1 week, I increased my readership of my blog by 20%. And by that time, my blog had been out maybe 10 years. So it was like a year and a half, maybe even 2 years worth of new readership in 1 week. Again, be thankful for your enemies. And what I want to do is go back and find out all the people who wrote articles and did sassy videos on like whatever.
Sassy.
What was the Vice? Was that the the trash website, or is that BuzzFeed, or is it both of them?
It's both of them.
What?
Even
Okay.
Vox.
All I have to do is go and find these people. How much you want to bet 10 years later or 8 years later, however long it's been, if I look up these people, they're freaking nobodies. They got their 2,000 people on Twitter. They're freelance journalists. They're demanding student loan bailouts. Like, what if I were to find them again and do like a expose on each one? Like, hey, 8 years ago, this movie came out and these people took me to town. I was on the front page news globally. Let's see where these people are now.
Well, they probably started working for Huffington Post, were let go, and they let people go, and now they serve coffee.
Well, maybe, but I mean, they're always going to have their they'll never, like, a journalism major is never going to give up the stage. It's like an actor and actress. They'll never give up acting, even though they're not getting paid, because it's the vanity. It's the avoidance of work. They still think they're going to make it. Had a client whose sibling, he wouldn't say brother or sister, 50 years old and still trying to make it in Hollywood. Now tell me, Chad, do you think they're going to make it?
No, I don't think they're going to make it. They're about 30 at a minimum years too late.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I've had people like that. It's really sad as clients. You know, they're in their 30s and 40s and they're making like $20,000 a year and they just refuse to get a real job. They just won't do it.
Be happy. They're working twice as hard and they're miserable and I
also want to add a little something. You guys, if you're really thinking about the girls and all this, don't ever date an actress. Don't do it. Never. That's on my like deal breakers. If you're an actress, no.
Aside from no money, drama.
Okay,
that's the main one. Okay, that's
drama, and you know, intentionally creating the drama when it's not there at every fucking opportunity.
Did you date one, or is this just clientele?
This was actually at the beginning of 2021. I had been spending some time with this actress. It was just torturous. God.
There you go. You should. Did you read the article I wrote?
The one you were just talking about?
Yeah, on my blog.
Years ago, yeah.
No. I just wrote it 3 days ago, 2 days ago.
I haven't had a chance to look at. I thought you meant the one that went viral. That was a pretty good one.
No. Read or listen to Joker reading it on his channel.
Okay, I'll listen to it.
I introduced a simple concept. What if women just really never liked men?
I mean,
would that theory explain a lot of behavior?
It would answer a lot of questions, you know.
I feel that question out there, and I provide a little bit of evidence and counter evidence, and I just let that one float, see where it goes.
Goth rocker for $10. Do not see the new James Bond. Do not. The main story is about a virus. They killed James Bond, and the future James Bond will be the black woman. She is the next 007 agent. James Bond is dead. Awful. I mean, I don't even care that you spoiled that for me because I wasn't going to watch it anyway.
Okay, yeah, they killed James Bond. All right, so then it is the same. It is woke. I don't know what. Okay, why do my friends who are conservative and Republicans say it's pretty good then? What's wrong with you, Jack? What's wrong with you, guy who also said it was pretty good? What's wrong with you people? How is this good?
You got me. I mean,
okay, so I'm really not seeing. I'm not even gonna go watch it on the Netflix. I'm not even gonna waste my time watching it for free on whatever the download pirate channel. Why would I watch that? Oh gosh. Did I miss a Mexican poops from Atham?
Let me see. Scroll back up. No,
we got that one. We got him. Okay. How much do I want to do? We did that. We got that. We did news. I'm gonna skip fan mail. I'll get to that later. We thank the enemies. I laughed at Jack because Better Bachelor read my article, though it's good to hear that Jack is able to charge $200 per project. That is very good.
I got something funny to tell you real quick.
Okay.
I was waiting for this one client to send me their crypto stuff so I could see it. I just got it. I'm looking at it. There must have been hundreds of transactions here, and it all ended up being like a gain of 52 cents. I'm talking pages and pages of this.
Bro, day trade, bro.
I just, this is the type of stuff I see, and I judge people on this, and I'm just like, oh, God.
Chad, but okay, let's see if you can connect the dots. Let's see if you're a good economic philosopher. What does that have in common with the actress lady that you dated?
I think that person and the actress both refuse to put in some legitimate work or do something that's actually productive to gain things legitimately instead of looking for these shortcuts or, doing something for fun and trying to get paid for it.
They don't want to work.
Right. Especially
Just
the
don't
actress.
want to work. Right. Well, but this dude bro trading, that's the same thing. All these, look, we can slam on gals all we want, and they're majoring in easy subjects, and they're going to be actresses. They're going to write their children's book and what that. The same thing with banking. What do you think banking, all these finance guys are? They're doing commissions. They're closing deals, bro. And then they need a student loan. Not a student. They need a bank bailout. And then we're going to trade options, bro. All these people that take options trading classes, hey, just say you don't want to work. I think I'm going to be a personal trainer. Fuck you. Just fuck you. Get a fucking job. Just fuck you. You're no different than all these sociology majoring gals that we all like to pick on. Fuck you. Work. It's so much easier.
Hey, some people won't give up the dream.
Yeah, it just they're going to ruin their life chasing a dream that's a nightmare. All right, let's go. Olevi. Oh, maybe she's part of my tribe.
Another female.
Oh, God, Atham's screwing up his job. Look at all these guys. She's cute too, it looks. Why is Atham letting all the cute girls in? What the hell's going on?
We've never had this many. $5.
I don't think we have.
We really haven't. I couldn't even get a part in the 4th grade Christmas play. The only acting I've ever done was faking an orgasm. Well, in that case,
every woman's an actress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your degree.
Mexi Man and cheese. Is this you, Mexi Mike? $5. Visited LA friends I had not seen in 2 years. They spent the time talking about their mental illness and why I have it too. They were not like this before. Pandemic, I bet.
You think the Wuhan called it?
Yes.
Or caused it?
Definitely. Because it was the last 2 years, and yeah, it's screwing everybody up.
I keep getting these people, I'm depressed. That's the problem. They're depressed. I'm like, well, you talk to a therapist then? No, I talk to therapists, but they don't. I want your opinion, even though I know it's not professional. I'm like, okay, why are you depressed? Well, since Wuhan came out, I haven't seen any friends. I gained weight. I don't exercise. My girlfriend left me. I got fired. I'm like, okay, so the healthy response would be to be happy and joyful. These things happened. Well, no. I'm like, you do understand that you should be depressed. Like, that is healthy. Like, if bad things happen, you should be pissed and depressed. Like, everyone thinks, like, you're so angry. It's like, yeah, you're right. I am so angry. It means my brain is working correctly because there's a lot of stupid fucking people that need to go away in this world. That is the natural reaction to stupid people and a society decaying around you. If I was like, yeah, hot damn, girls are fat, and we got trillions of dollars of debt and rent's going up, and oh man, we're all fucked up and we're valuing people because of the way they were born. Yeehaw, this is great. Yeah, then you'd have a mental illness. But for all of you, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Well, did shitty things happen? Yeah, well, then you should be depressed. I'm not a therapist, but fucking Christ. You could just
I get that you get a little grumpy sometimes, but I don't think I've ever thought you were depressed at any point in time.
I think I maybe was clinically depressed twice in my life. And I won't say there's been times where I'm like really down, but there's an obvious and apparent reason for it. And it's just get up, go to the gym, go run.
Go to the gym. That's how you win.
Gym. You go to the gym, and I also ice cream. Ice cream also helps.
Ice cream?
Yes. Like, I've let my diet go to absolute shit because of the tremendous amount of pressure I've been under. And I'm just like, nope, the last thing I gotta worry about is my diet. It's like, fuck that shit. I'm having ice cream and I'm having carbs. I mean, I don't pig out all the time, but I want an ice cream. Also, if I don't drink, that's the other thing. You give up drinking and I'm going to have some ice cream. And you actually, even then, you still gain a little bit of weight. But it's better than getting pissed and torturing your system with not having, you need a vice. You need some kind of release, whether that's cigarettes or drugs or booze or sex or something that Christians don't want you to have. But and so ice cream and sweets is kind of, well, yeah, I know you're a big advocate of that.
It's legal here.
That must be why Chicago is such a great place to live now.
Yeah, they legalized sports gambling and weed the same year, all for tax purposes, and it's apparently not working out.
Nope.
Just want real quick, you're saying you're under pressure? Is that because of the house?
Yeah. The GF said, you're working 100 hours. Like, I'm like, no, I'm like 20 to 80. And then I did the math, like, nope, I'm 100. And a lot of it's manual labor, and it was hot the entire summer. And I got to fly here, then I got to fly there. Then I had to do extra work, just doing asshole consulting. Asshole consulting has been growing and booming. Not getting a podcast, not getting my regular routine. Yeah, an incredible. Imagine busy season for 4.5 months.
Well,
which you can, right? Isn't that January to like April 15th? Isn't that kind of like busy season for you?
Pretty much. Then we got September and October. But I mean, an honest question here, okay? Could you hire people to do more of what you've been doing if you wanted to pay for it? No?
No, I can't. That's the problem. I can't hire contractors because they're stupid. They don't show up. They don't do it right. And you're just better off doing it yourself. I come out financially ahead. Another reason my mortgage is so low is because I've done a lot of this stuff myself. In a weird sense, again, thank your enemies. In a weird sense, I probably saved and knocked off 25 grand off on my mortgage just doing these things by myself. Like, we financed when the house wasn't necessarily all that complete, but I've done enough trim work and this work and that work that I probably saved around 25 grand. All right. Mm-hmm. But I don't find someone to do it like landscapers. Landscapers are booked out a year. All right. I guess I'm going to go pick the weeds and pull the rocks and water and seed and fertilize and channel and dig trenches. Or I just wait. No, I'm not going to wait. It's got to get done. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. It has been physically demanding and psychologically exhausting.
Sounds like it's been an adventure.
Yeah, and it's over now. That's why I guess I'm like really happy. I'm almost like too cautious to appreciate it. Like, I could just sit and kind of look at my backyard a little bit. It's just like, oh.
That'll be me on Saturday, even though there's going to be other crap coming up. Anyway,
right.
Channel 1800 dumb, $2 New Zealand, 3 ladies and 3 thumbs down. Dare I say coincidence? Well, I know I have it on good authority. One of the ladies just loves you and I.
Well, throw number 4 in here. I know this young lady here, Jayla W. This is not a troll. She is an absolutely stunning young black lady. A beautiful young. Oh yeah, she's good looking, and she's a STEM major. And I don't know, is Marcus single?
I think he's found somebody. He and I were actually messaging about that a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, this is not hard on the eyes at all, this young lady. So, and Jayla, yeah, I could use models if you're interested. Let me know. A little shy though too. But she was just sweet. It was just nice. It was like, dang, I haven't seen a girl like that since the 90s.
Well, did you have a consultation?
Yes. She's but she's been a regular follower of the show for a while. But and you always kind of wonder like, oh yeah, this is a troll and all that, and then you're like, oh wow, you're real. It's kind of shocking to actually see a real girl, and all of a sudden it's pretty like, oh, that's not a joke. But every once in a while it happens.
Wow. Mexi Mike, $2. I keep spelling Atham. Damn it, Atham. Un trabajo also, who said options.
One work?
A work. Well,
a job?
A job, yeah.
Okay. Who said options? Okay.
Who said options? I don't know. Carl for $1.99. Love Portugal more than Southeast Asia. Thoughts for expat?
I don't know. I've not been to either. I don't know.
It kind of depends on what your taste in women are, I think. So, yeah.
I guess.
Sean Adamson for $2 Australian. See, when you do it late at night like this, all the Aussies, are Oh, well.
Yeah, no, it's cool actually, because it's like, oh yeah, and there's a Donna something for, she's an Aussie. She occasionally comes in too. But I think she might be working right now. But yeah, we had Adriano, we got Sean, we had a couple other Aussies, we got the New Zealander.
New Zealand, yeah.
Yep.
God, I don't know how you guys are handling that totalitarian shit going on there. But anyway, $2. Government department less than Cappy's hypothetical swear jar.
Government depends less than, no, like they make less money than my swear jar. Yeah, probably.
Grogu $1.90. Oh, okay.
Is she missing a tooth in between there? I can't tell.
That's
That's not a flattering picture. It's not a flattering. Just email them, dear. You don't have to you don't have to publish what you actually look like on the internet. Okay, that's I like to keep people somewhat anonymous.
Dre for $2. YouTube to Cappy. What do you mean by a quote real girl?
Real girl, good. Not what they threw up on Playboy.
Oh, I saw that too.
Is it? I don't know why y'all get all upset about it, because Playboy is so irrelevant right now. When's the last time you looked at a Playboy?
I mean, I haven't any. It's just you feel sad because something that used to be pretty fun is now just whatever. It
was a brand name, but they're not profitable. It's like the New York Times. You know, the New York Times got bailed out by Carlos Slim. EQ or no, Esquire. No, GQ. Gentleman's Quarterly.
Yeah.
It's all written by a bunch of man-hating, non-binary, feminine or female people who identify as female. It's not about gentleman's stuff. It's just been all taken. But when's the last time? Did you ever subscribe to Gentleman's Quarterly?
No.
You know who replaced Gentleman's Quarterly?
The internet?
Yeah, us guys. Like pretty much whatever Sports Illustrated, Playboy, whatever else, all that gone. It's all the people we know. And don't mean to sound and brag, but the Rule Zero gang has replaced Esquire in Sports Illustrated. And what's the other one I like? The Art of Man. Well, Maxim is, I don't know if they're even around, but the Art of Manliness is probably a less political man's magazine that has way more subscribers than Sports Illustrated. I mean, Sports Illustrated, they don't even have guys on the swimsuit cover.
No
right?
one cares about.
No one cares. Right?
Fat women on the swimsuit edition.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is like, look, I'm not saying this is going to become the Playboy channel, but remember the Captain's Quarterly issue I put out?
Yeah.
Right. I kind of want to like, well, if Playboy ain't going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'll get some gals. We'll put them in lingerie and bikinis. Heck, the most famous pictures, or the most popular ones, were where she was dressed in just a nice dress with some cookies. Put that, boom, we'll take over for that. But don't know if you girls knew this or not. Men like women, and not the fat, ugly ones, the feminine looking ones. Like usually, seriously, being feminine,
So the headquarters of Playboy is actually downtown in River North, near Lakeshore Drive. So. Channel 18 dumb, $2 New Zealand. I was only joking. They love you.
Okay, good. Did he say somebody hated us?
Yes. I missed it. Yeah, but yeah, we're caught up.
Good. All right. If you guys kindly would get some books of mine, we got the Book of Numbers, Analyzing the ROI on the Pursuit of Women. Sandy is the Future of Wealth. This is obviously just an essay, very short. This will help your mental health during these times of COVID. Worthless, the young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major, and the lady's quickest direct route to closing the wage gap. Curse of the High IQ. This is for the intelligent ladies that major in STEM. Bachelor Pad Economics, the financial advice Bible for men and women who are brave enough to read it, and how not to become a millennial. What wasn't it like Plato or Socrates said, the wisest people are those who learn from the mistakes of others?
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that one, How Not to Become a Millennial, get that book. And then Poor Richard's Retirement, How to Retire and Not Be a Boomer. And then we have other people's books. Turf Flinging Monkeys, The Way of Monkey book. Pushing Rubber Downhill by Adam Piggott. Who else we got? I'm trying to think. Rich Cooper's The Unplugged Alpha. Ryan Stone's The Fuck Files, FUCC. And then Rollo Tomasi's new book on religion. Did you read that by chance or no?
No.
It was obviously it was deep always, as Rollo is. But I was kind of let down because it's basically just the red pill for religious people. So it's for, if you've read and consumed any Rollo's stuff, I don't know if you get anything new out of it, except for in the context of religion. But if you're religious or you're new and you're religious, regardless of your religion, he covers them all. Yes, that would be an absolute must get. But you want to read my books first, because like if the end times come, at least you got my book in, then you can get the other guy's books. I think that's it. Oh, and then if you guys have any questions or answers, go to assholeconsulting.com. And by God, subscribe to this channel, because then we get 100,000. I want to get 100,000.
See where you're at.
82,000.
82. I remember the days when you were like at 20 something. I remember that.
I was surprised I was at 20 something.
Yeah.
The actual amount of people that watch has not gone up that much. Like, you'll have subscribers, because let's just be honest, the amount of subscribers you have is not the real metric. It's what your average viewership is. And that has also gone up over time, but not in keeping pace with the total amount of people that have subscribed. So, but I just want to get to the 100,000, because then YouTube assigns me a guy.
Don't they send you something in the mail or something?
You get a plastic thing. I want my plastic thing, and I want a guy. And that way I can say, yeah, I got a guy at YouTube or Google or whatever. And I can show my plastic thing.
Hey, will you guys subscribe to my channel? I have no videos, and I'm not going to put out any videos, but I have 36 subscribers, so that's sort of cool.
Wait,
I just want to see... Well, I want to see how many I can get without actually doing anything.
Will you do me a favor and just do the damn Elkins hour about like accounting and accounting careers? I know you hate your Asian contemporary competitor.
Oh.
I know you just hate him, which I find fascinating.
His clients hate him more because he just ghosted all of them.
Okay. Then you can be the nice guy. You could rival. It could be Pepsi and Coke. All right.
This is always going to hold me back. So I've said it before. I'm going to say it one more time.
Right.
I just don't know how you guys can sit there and talk to yourselves for like lengthy periods of time. I can't do that.
I'll explain it. Okay. Do you know why the vast majority of podcasts by men, that I should say that are good, but why most men start a podcast?
To get their thoughts out, I guess. I mean,
therapy.
Just
I mean, not that it's like like I'm going to do it there. It's just, it's a cathartic release. That's it. Just rant and to spew and do whatever, or to do something productive or creative, to just to have something to do. Do you know why like subscribership and all that for pretty much everyone's podcast and channels skyrocketed during the initial stages of the disease?
Because that was all anybody wanted.
That's all they want. Yeah. And people started their own podcasts and everything. And I'm all for it. I'm for everybody starting their own podcast. But dude, just make it you. Like whatever you want. Like, yeah, I want, dating in Chicago, or, the CPA hour with Vlad Elkums. And what's great is you have enough people within other channels that they could send other videos and you could have guests on. Like, it's not like you're just going to start from scratch like we did in the before time.
Right.
But yeah, you need the time to do it. But I think, given the amount of people that keep asking you questions about accounting careers, there's a market there.
Well, I'm not doing a whole lot in November and December. Maybe I'll give it a whirl one of these days, see what happens. I feel like after 5 or 10 minutes, I'm kind of be like, well, all right.
Come up with an outline. You read an article, voice your opinion, make sure they're good articles, have a guest on.
Articles.
You know what?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but articles that are germane to the topic. Let's say you hate Latinos in Reno, okay? Like you just really don't like Latinos in Reno, especially the Lake Tahoe Reno Latinos who think they're all good and special and everything, all right? Now, multi-million person audience and that. I mean, you're just like, let me tell you what grinds my gears about Reno Latinos. They come out there with their funny hats and smoking their tobacco products. That's it. And then people are like, yeah, I don't like their funny hats. They probably buy you shirts too.
Why don't I do a stream talking about bad European sports ball teams?
You could. So. All right. That's it. You want to take us out?
Toodles.